This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by Champion Sports Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Champion Sports Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. This is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcasts.
There are very few things that the Trinity Trojans are impressed with, but one of them has to be coming here to their playoff home away from home, AT&T Stadium, and walking through this grand palace of a stadium. This season, the checklist has already been ticked off, as they have knocked off the number one team at the country at the time in the De La Salle Spartans. They've had their home opener, and now it's time to kickstart the place where they hope to play many more games throughout the season, their schedule at AT&T Stadium. Problem this year is it's a very difficult opponent. Last year, it was Rockwall Heath in a showdown here that helped set the tone to kickstart into district play. This afternoon, it's a very athletic, extremely fast Lancaster Tiger team that comes in as the number one team in 5A in North Texas, according to the Dallas Morning News. What a great way for the Trojans to get tested, as they only have 2 games left before the games really count in 7-6A competition. It's Lancaster and Trinity live from AT&T Stadium, and it's coming away next here on Champion Sports Radio. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to Arlington, Texas, to AT&T Stadium, the home of the Dallas Cowboys, for this afternoon's contest between the 2-0 Lancaster Tigers and the 2-0 Trinity Trojans. My name is Thomas Lee. Thanks so much for spending part of your Saturday afternoon with us on Champion Sports Radio. I'd like to welcome in your color analyst now, Sweet Pete Nielsen. And, buddy, we had so much fun at the De La Salle game because of the magnitude and the impact and the national attention. Last week, we were home at Pennington for the first time in 2015, playing a team that is much improved in Rockwall, but a team that kind of got the attention of the Trojans and then was able kind of to shake out of it, and Trinity then romped on through that for the rest of the ball game. So today, it's a completely different opponent than the first 2 they faced in a completely different venue. The challenges keep stacking up for Coach Jensen in his first year.
Well, thank you, Thomas. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into Trinity football. And Thomas, you're right. Week 1, all the exposure, national TV, a game that played an outstanding football game that Trinity was able to win. And last week, the ultimate in trap games, and they were able to get away with a victory tonight, that last week. And here we are at a place that, Trinity's used to playing, so the stage is not too big for the Trojans. Perhaps the most talented opponent they're going to see all season long. And maybe even more talented than that group that came in from California. This football team can play. They're very, very talented, and they're very, very focused. I was down in the locker room just about 15 minutes ago. You could hear a pin drop. They are ready to play football today.
One of the things that's different about Lancaster here in 2015 is they've got all those great skill position players that they had at quarterback at different points last year. They're now going to be out in the skill position places. Tyrell Alexander, last year's quarterback, has moved to wide receiver. Spencer Gilbert II has been moved to running back, and Ryan Ross, the senior, has come in, and all he's done is complete over 80% of his passes in the first 2 weeks, averaging over 300 yards per game, 5 touchdowns, just 1 interception. I think that changes the complete complexion of this ball game from a Trojan standpoint defensively.
It does, and I talked to Coach Gilbert. You will hear that interview shortly, and he said he had to rethink how he's going to coach this football team just because of Ryan Ross. He's used to pounding the ball on the ground, and we saw that last year, and that caused a lot of one-sidedness on the offensive side of the ball for Lancaster. So Ryan Ross is a different maker. He can throw the ball, as you said, 624 yards in the first 2 games and only 1 interception. Give him 5 touchdowns on top of that. A big difference, a different type of Lancaster offense, something that Trinity is going to have to make some adjustments to.
Let's bring in the third member of our broadcast crew now, and the Dr. Alex Sterling will be in charge of all the statistical information in this ball game. I hope your fingers are ready to fly on that iPad as you try to keep up with the stats with the tempo that we think we're going to see from Lancaster here today.
Nah, I'm prepared, Tom. The main thing I want to see, we talk about Lancaster's offense. Ryan Ross obviously is their catalytic quarterback to throw to all these athletes. You still got to stop Chris Daniels from going to sack your quarterback. And I want to see how, because of their high-octane offense, how they're going to find balance on that offense so that when Trinity gets the ball, they're going to run it down their throat, that when we get in the third, fourth quarter, that they're not fatigued, they're not tired, which is what we saw in the De La Salle game, that eventually Trinity just overwhelmed them no matter how talented they are. So they got to keep their offense as balanced as possible and be able to stop Chris Daniels from taking down Ryan Ross today.
Much easier said than done for just about every team that we face. In fact, Doc, we've seen through the first couple of games, they're sending 2 and 3 guys to block big old number 7 on that defensive line, and that's really opened things up for some other guys to emerge and have huge impacts on up and down the line and the front 7, all told, for the Trojans.
It really has. Like for the defensive line, Josh Newble, Ben Kautai, those guys, they're all making plays. Sam Leota, who had the big fumble return for the touchdown against De La Salle. It opens things up for the rest of your linemen to make plays, and they really have for Trinity.
It's a wonderful afternoon here. Of course, the roof is closed. We're thinking we might get it opened up on a gorgeous day here today, but unfortunately it's going to be closed, as they want to keep everything perfect for the Cowboys' home opener tomorrow night against the New York Giants. And by the way, former Wiley Pirate Nikita Whitlock will be coming back here to play in this facility, but I don't think actually he played here. I think all of his playoff games were over at Texas Stadium. A fantastic player and a great young man as well. But anyway, the Giants will be here, and they'll be taking on the Cowboys tomorrow night, so they're keeping all the facilities closed, locked down. It's a great way, though, for the facilities here to get a dry run, if you will, a run-through before the regular season really starts in earnest. They've had some the preseason games to kick off the rust, but today they get a chance in 4 different high school games to be able to traverse through what it's like to get in and out of breaks and so forth and so on. So it's going to be pretty exciting for them as well, and for all the fans who are starting to file in here at AT&T Stadium. We appreciate you tuning into the broadcast here on Champion Sports Radio as well. We will have a video pay-per-view option available to you folks as soon as the ball game starts, as soon as kickoff happens, and we have just tweeted that link out at Champion Sports, or if you visit our Facebook page, all one word, Champion Sports Radio, you should have that availability for you. Well, if you'd like to pay and have an opportunity to not only listen to Pete and I and the Trinity Radio crew, but also see the action we're describing. We've got a merged telecast, simulcast, if you will, available on the NFHS network here today. Coming up on the Whirly Ball HEB pregame show, we'll have conversations with both head coaches. Up first, Sweet Pete and Chris Gilbert, the head coach of the Lancaster Tigers. Following that, my pregame conversation with Chris Jensen, the head coach of the Trinity Trojans. When we continue in a moment here from AT&T Stadium, you're listening to Trinity Trojan Football on Champion Sports Radio.
What does a Level 3 Trauma Center mean in an emergency? Everything. And Texas Health HEB is the only Level 3 Trauma Center in Northeast Tarrant County. Along with our Cycle 4 chest pain accreditation and Cycle 1 heart failure accreditation, that means an exceptional level of care is close by when you need it most. With 24-hour emergency physicians and highly trained nurses with advanced trauma certifications. When every second counts, nothing matters more. TexasHealth.org/HEB.
First Bank Texas. We're here when you need us with products and services designed to make your banking life as stress-free as possible. Need an interest-bearing savings account? Done. Want to deposit a check from your office? No problem. Feel the need to pay a bill at 3 a.m.? We're up for it. No matter what, no matter when, we've got you covered. And that's a promise you can take to us. Bank on us. First Bank Texas. We're here when you need us. Located on the northwest corner of Highway 183 and FM 157. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. Online at go2fbt.com.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hurst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShockboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
Pre-game programming continues. I'm pleased to be joined by Lancaster head coach Chris Gilbert. Chris, congratulations on a great start to your season thus far.
Thank you so much. We're really excited about our start, and hope we can just continue to have some good fortune.
Your football team seems to be growing into your system now, 5 years here at the school, and obviously, it takes a little bit to get going with your program. Now you definitely do. Last year, your football team a little bit offensively only one way, run dimensional. Can't say that about you guys anymore.
No, we've been fortunate. We had a kid move in at quarterback, and he's really changed how we play, and that's changed my way of thinking offensively, and has allowed us to use some of these talented skill guys we have, and we couldn't really use them all a year ago, so it's made a big difference for us.
Defensively, as always, Lancaster talented with kids that run to the football. Talked about some of the ones that are extra special.
Well, we have a kid, Keenan Ivey, who's a Baylor commit, free safety. He's our quarterback of the defense and gets us lined up, and physical kid that can run and has great ball skills and balls in the air. Our corners have played well, Jameer Sparrow and Stadrian Taylor, they're doing a good job. And our linebacking core has been very impressive with Tyshawn Borkins and Trayvon Brooks. And we've played a variety of defensive linemen in the game, so we're feeling pretty good about us defensively, but we hadn't went up against the Trinity Trojans yet, so that may change some stuff.
We talked about it last year over at Pennington Field before the game, how much you enjoy the challenge, and you got a challenge tonight in this Trinity bunch. Your thoughts after watching them play for a couple of weeks? They're pretty darn good.
Well, I know they had lost a lot of guys and didn't have very many returning starters, but it's truly a reload around there, and the kids look like they've been playing for years. They play fast, they're physical, probably the most physical bunch of kids in high school football that I've seen on film and played against. So I'm really impressed with Trinity as usual. Coach Jensen is just keeping the train rolling.
You talk about Chris Jensen. Let's talk about your football team. What are the keys to a Tiger victory?
Well, I think we just kind of have to, remain balanced and play our game. I'm excited about the opportunity to get out here and to see against a high-quality opponent, how balanced we truly can be. But I think that, one of our attributes is speed and space. And so that's going to be the thing that we try to do and try to make them tackle us in space, and hopefully we can hold up defensively long enough to make a difference.
We thank you for your time. We wish you luck, and we'll see you down the road.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
That's head coach Chris Gilbert. Lancaster pregame program will continue after these words. You listen to Trinity Trojan Football on Champion Sports Radio.
First Bank Texas. We're here when you need us with products and services designed to make your banking life as stress-free as possible. Need an interest-bearing savings account? Done. Want to deposit a check from your office? No problem. Feel the need to pay a bill at 3 a.m.? We're up for it. No matter what, no matter when, we've got you covered. And that's a promise you can take to us. Bank on us. First Bank Texas. We're here when you need us. Located on the northwest corner of Highway 183 and FM 157. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. Online at go2fbt.com.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute. Online at gdyo.org/jazz.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Do you need a boost in exposure? Want to reach local, community-minded folks with information about your business? Join the Champion Sports Radio team and advertise during these games. In the last 4 years, Champion Sports Radio has broadcast over 600 games for more than 3.5 million listeners. And Champion Sports Radio wants to help you use major high school sports to reach thousands of local fans right in your community. It's also a way for your business to give back to the community by helping all these well-deserving student athletes get some recognition for their accomplishments. The cost simply can't be beat for the effect it will have. You get a lot of bang for your buck, and best of all, it provides an opportunity for the best advertisement of all, word of mouth. To secure your prime commercial spot during the broadcast, contact Thomas Lee at Champion Sports Radio by phone at 972-741-0334. That's 972-741-0334 or online at championsportsradio.com. Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcast.
And welcome back here to AT&T Stadium and the Whirly Ball HEB pregame show. Thomas Lee now joined by Chris Jensen, the first-year head coach of the Trinity Trojans. And, Coach, last week was really, I would think, a coach's dream when it comes to non-district competition. You play a team, you face a little bit of adversity, you come and you respond back in tremendous fashion, and yet, after getting the win, there was still plenty on tape that I'm sure the coaches had to be able to correct some things on the field. Was that your assessment as well, and how did the week previous and now afterwards go for the Rockwall game?
Well, we knew Rockwall was going to be a tough opponent, and then you also factor in the following the big game against De La Salle. You know, that's always a little bit tricky to get ready for another opponent after all the focus and energy on the first game. So we weren't surprised that we, at least offensively, kind of got off to a slow start. But we were pleased that the kids just stayed with it, and defense played well early. and got some turnovers and kept the offense in the game. And then once the offense got going, it was kids kind of got their sea legs back, I guess you could say.
You touch on the turnovers, and it's something that the Trinity defenses have done well in the past, but normally not this well this soon, having 7 turnovers in 2 ball games. Boy, that's a great recipe for winning football, isn't it?
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Our recipe is usually, ball control offense, limit possessions by the opponent's offense, and defense just, hang in there and make them punt a few times and make them kick field goals instead of score touchdowns. And that's paid off for us a lot in the past. And but then you factor in some turnovers and, even turnovers for touchdowns. Those are huge. So that really, really energizes things.
You guys as a staff have had to completely work the offensive trenches, except for Caleb Cumbie, who played an awful lot last year at tight end. Everybody else was not a starter in previous seasons. So coming in 2 games under your belt and 2 great opponents in De La Salle and Rockball, how do you assess the way that the offensive line is starting to gel together and work together?
Well, we're really pleased with that group. We knew that they had the talent. They just didn't have the experience. You mentioned Caleb Cumbie is really the only returning starter at tight end. But those kids that are starting now did play a significant amount last year. And, some of them are playing a different position, but it's still offense, still blocking, and they're handling that well. What we'd like to see is to start a little bit faster. I think we've gone a few too many 3 and outs early on in both the games, and we need to help our defense out and at least establish a few first downs for field position.
On the defensive side, all the attention paid to Chris Daniels is resulting in some great one-on-one opportunities and even sometimes unblocked opportunities for your front 7. Talk about maybe the production on the stat sheet isn't there, but talk about how important of a force he is in the middle to open things up for the other guys.
Well, just on, size alone, you have to, he's hard to single block. And really, we've got a lot of guys like that maybe not that big, but they're tough to block one-on-one. So there's only so many double teams an opponent can have, and which frees somebody up to at least be one-on-one.
You talk about the defensive scores that have happened for this team, and they seem to come at a very opportune time with the game in balance and so forth. Leota's fumble return for a touchdown, Valmotu's pick 6. I know you can't script that, and it's not something you can actually write in, but how much of an impact is that not just on the scoreboard but also on the sidelines for the team?
Oh, it's, the timing of Sam Leota's fumble return for a touchdown couldn't have been any better. We had just gone down there and turned it over ourselves, and so we kind of had our heads down a little bit because it's such a missed opportunity there. That's why it's always interesting to see a high school football game because they're all 16, 17, 18 years old. You never know when something is going to happen or what's going to happen. So we've been on the better end of the turnover ratio for sure, and they've actually turned into explosive plays. So we just need our offense to start contributing to the explosive plays. It's hard to, we're doing a good job of getting 4 yards and then, a few, 20-plus yard runs and things like that, but it's hard to work it down the field, 10, 12, 14 plays at a time. We can do that, but that can't be all you do.
Finally, let's turn our attention to the opponent this afternoon here at AT&T Stadium, and that is Lancaster. Obviously, a pretty dominant performance last year at home against this team, but this team's grown up an awful lot. They're the number 1 team in 5A for the area by the Dallas Morning News. What do you see on film from them, and what are you expecting this afternoon?
Well, they're going to they're going to bring it. They know one speed, and that's full speed, and their coaches always have them ready to play. So it's going to be, we're going to have to handle some adversity because they're going to have some plays offensively and defensively. So we look forward to the competition. Their coaches do a great job. I think we're going to have to earn everything we get, and so we just got to make sure that they earn what they get. And it's just kind of the beauty of a tough pre-district schedule is you see a little bit of everything, and by the time district gets here, you've kind of been there, done that, and you've been in those situations already. It's just how you handle them initially. There's still some first times. Some things are going to happen for the first time in this game. Don't know what they are, but they're going to happen. We have to handle them.
Coach, always appreciate the time. Best of luck this afternoon against Lancaster. We'll talk to you at the half.
Thanks for your interest.
That's Chris Jensen, the head coach of the Trinity Trojans. When we come back here to AT&T Stadium, we'll have starting lineups in the opening kickoff. You're listening to Trinity Trojan Football on Champion Sports Radio.
At Texas Health Harris Methodist Hospital, Hurst-Euless-Bedford, we don't want you to walk through our doors. Nope, not ever. But we know life can throw you surprises, and when it does, we'll be there. Our experienced staff at technologically advanced care is dedicated simply to your health. From 24-hour emergency trauma care to rehabilitation and therapy to women's health services, we're equipped to handle your health needs. Why leave your health to chance? Visit texashealth.org/HEB to learn more.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship social media.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores, 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball, let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hurst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to AT&T Stadium. Thomas Lee here with you as we get closer to kickoff. The HEB pregame show, the Whirly Ball HEB pregame show continuing on here. And in fact, now's a great time. If you've never been by the Whirly Ball Center, swing by and check it out. Leagues are starting very soon. and they'd love to show you how much fun life can be whipping around in a whirly bug. Located in the corner of Harwood and Norwood. Again, stop by anytime. They'd love to see you. They got the cheapest laser tag in town and a great arcade selection as well. The Trinity Trojans are on Champion Sports Radio. This broadcast of the Hurst-Euless-Bedford Independent School District is sponsored by the following. Texas Health HEB. What does a Level 3 Trauma Center mean in an emergency? Everything. And Texas Health HEB is the only Level 3 trauma center in Northeast Tarrant County. That means an exceptional level of care is close by when you need it most. When every second counts, nothing matters more. Online at texashealth.org/HEB. By First Bank Texas. Ready when you need them with products and services designed to make your banking life as stress-free as possible. No matter what, no matter when, they've got you covered. First Bank Texas, located on the northwest corner of 183 and FM 157. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. Online at go2fbt.com. By Whirly Ball HEB on the northeast corner of Harwood and Norwood. Life's more fun when you're zipping around in a whirly bug. Leaks are forming right now, so visit them at whirlyball.info for more information. In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. Call 972-851-7888 or visit incommandbroadcasting.com for more information. By Point of Origin Design, a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. Online at pointoforigindesign.com. By ShockboxDFW.com. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. By the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra and the all-new GDYO Jazz Institute. Enjoy a cultural experience with your family without breaking the bank. Online at gdyo.org. Trinity Trojan Football is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio. On Twitter at Champion Sports, Facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and online at ChampionSportsRadio.com. Time now for your starting lineups, brought to you by First Bank Texas. We'll start off with the Lancaster Tiger offense. Head coach Chris Gilbert, 34-15 at Lancaster in his fifth year, 65-38 overall as a head coach. He is the play caller of the offense. Co-offensive coordinators Ken Shea Ross and Ronald Wagner, very involved in the game plan, but Gilbert's the one on the sidelines calling the plays. Snap in and snap out. The quarterback is Ryan Ross, 6'1", 160-pound senior. He's 44 of 54 passing. That's right, 81% completion rate for 624 yards, 5 touchdowns, does have an INT. He's been sacked 4 times on the year. He will be in the backfield with Spencer Gilbert II, the 5'11", 180-pound senior. 17 carries, 133 yards, and a touchdown on the ground this year. He's also caught 3 balls for 76 yards in the passing game. Wide receivers are immensely talented. Mark Mims, returning starting senior, 5'11", 165-pounder. 11 receptions for 107 yards, 2 touchdowns on the year. Tyrell Alexander, last year's quarterback, has now been moved to receiver. The 6'1", 180-pound senior has caught 4 balls for 42 yards. He's also run 6 times, has 2 touchdowns to show for it. Cartrell Thomas, the 5'10", 162-pound junior, 13 receptions, 239 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the year. He's a returning starter, started last year as a sophomore. And Omar Manning, the 6'3", 196-pound junior, 4 catches, 111 yards, and a touchdown on the young season. The offensive line from left to right will feature Trey Walker, returning starting senior at the left tackle position. Kristen Hill is a 6', 285-pound junior left guard. James Harrison will be at the center position. And Harrison obviously is going to have a tough task trying to go up against the very talented defensive tackles headlined by Chris Daniels. Raekwon Bennett, a 6'1 senior, is 285 pounds, a big load there at right guard. And the right tackle is Justin Cook, 6'2", 270-pound senior. Walker and Cook, the tackles, both returning starters from a year ago. The interior of the line is all brand new. For the Lancaster defense, they have shifted this year and gone with a 4-2-5 alignment made famous by Gary Patterson over at TCU in Fort Worth. The defensive ends are Noah Jones, a junior, and Hayward Turner, a senior. The tackles, Jordan Porter, a junior, Tavares Moore, a senior. Trayvon Brooks, returning starter, a senior at middle linebacker. The weak side backer is Tyshawn Boykins, a senior. The cornerbacks feature Stadrian Taylor. He's a returning starting senior at one cornerback position. On the opposite side, Jameer Sparrow, the junior. The safeties will feature Dewan Atkinson, a senior, Tayon Nichols, a junior, and Keenan Ivory, a senior. A defense that is giving up an average of just 255 yards per game has forced 7 fumbles, recovered 3 of them, has an INT on the year, so 4 forced turnovers. But for the offense for Lancaster, and the Tigers have turned it over 4 times themselves, 3 fumbles and an INT. They've really come out of the gate well, outscoring their opponents by a score of 41-20 in the first half. The starters for the Trinity Trojans under first-year head coach Chris Jensen, now 2-0 on the season, 15 years as an assistant. Under Steve Lineweaver, they amassed a sparkling 176-29 record during that time. That's an almost 86% win clip. New offensive coordinator is Gerald Brixey. He's been handed the keys to the Trojan offense, and he's done a spectacular job through the first 2 ball games. Has the team right where they've always been, 3rd in the area and rushing at over 320 yards per game. Quarterback is Tyler Naty, 6'1", 239-pound senior, 9 of 16 passing for 91 yards. He's run 21 times for 181 yards. Best yards per carry average on the team at 8.6. Has a rushing touchdown on the year. J-Ron Wilson will probably join him in the backfield. The 5'10", 188-pound senior. We'll also see Deshaun Garrett, 5'8", 175-pound senior, who leads the team in rushing with 187 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns on the year. Javante Poe will also see significant action, the 5'8", 188-pound senior. He scored twice in the first 2 weeks of the year. The wide receivers will feature Noah Weintier, 5'10", 156-pound junior. Grayson Allen, a 5'10", 181-pound senior. Greg Garner, a 6', 176-pound junior. And Corday Burns, a 5'9", 144-pound junior. The fullback will either be Elijah Tassini, the 6', 200-pound senior, or Keon Griffin, the 5'9", 195-pound junior. At tight end, we'll see Caleb Cumbie, 6', 237-pound senior, who has a receiving touchdown on the year. Leland Brown also has played quite a bit, 6', 220-pound senior. The offensive line from quick to strong. The quick tackle, Latu Baile, 6'1", 297-pound senior. Manasseh Mose is the quick guard, 6'1", 297 pounds, a junior. Latu Kata is the senior center at 5'9", 246 pounds. Joel Cumbie, the strong guard, 6'1", 263-pound junior. And the strong tackle is Lupeti Vacasiola, 6'2", 274 pounds, a senior. The defense still under the direction of Donald Tryon, still dominating as the 13th ranked scoring defense in North Texas, allowing just 18.5 points a game through the first 2 contests, 21 to De La Salle and 16 to Rockwall, which included a last-second touchdown last week. The defensive ends in the 4-3 alignment, Josh Newble, 5'9", 231-pound senior. Bent Kautai, a 6'1", 240-pound senior. In the middle, it's E.J. Gisa, 6'1", 303-pound senior. And everybody's All-American, Chris Daniels, a 6'4", 312-pound senior. Middle linebacker Devin Abdullah, the 5'11", 211-pound senior. On the weak side, Tomasi Grew, 6', 186-pound junior. And on the strong side, it's Justice Gregg, 5'9", 182-pound senior. The cornerbacks feature Raider Coho, 5'10", 174-pound senior, and John Davis, a 6', 166-pound junior. Free safety is Cameron Jones, a 6', 175-pound sophomore, already has an INT on the young season. Brady Rabbit is the rover at 5'10", 170 pounds, a senior. A lot of rotating on that defensive front particularly, so we'll see a lot of young men's name called throughout this contest here today, but that is the starting lineup for the Trojans, who now have an all-time record of 385 wins, 143 defeats, and 6 ties. That's better than a 72.5% win percentage in their illustrious history, and of course 3-time state champs, 2005, 2007, and 2009 under the head coach Steve Lineweaver. Speaking of Coach Lineweaver, new uniforms being displayed here today for the Trojans, kind of a gray pewterish color. These are uniforms that were developed in coordination with Nike. And of course, this is something that Coach Lineweaver really wanted to have for a long time, and we're finally able to make it happen. This is an homage to him, the great head coach for 15 years that led him to the 3 state championships. And if he's not here in attendance, he's probably listening here today. Coach Lineweaver, so much respect from this broadcast crew to you, from all the Trinity fans. Everyone wants to express their love. Hope you're doing well and hope you are enjoying retirement. We'll step aside for another break on the Whirly Ball HEB pregame show. When we come back, we will have the opening kickoff. You're listening to Trinity Trojan Football on Champion Sports Radio.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the #1 cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4zachary.org, and let your heart be heard.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by Champion Sports Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Champion Sports Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. This is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcasts.
Lancaster band just finishing the national anthem. Welcome in here to AT&T Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas Lee here with you, along with Sweet Pete Nielsen. A great ball game here in store. Lancaster at 2-0, taking on the Trinity Trojans, likewise at 2-0. Special thanks. We have a live pay-per-view video stream available in this simulcast here this afternoon. And special thanks to Michael Van Curia, Marshall Wimberly for helping facilitate that with the school broadcast program of the HEB ISD in coordination with the NFHS network. We've given you the starting lineups. We've heard from the head coaches. Now all that's left is a toss of the coin and the kickoff here today. My name is Thomas Lee, joined by Sweet Pete Nielsen. And, buddy, all of the hoopla, all the excitement building up to this. It's kind of that calm before the storm, if you will, down there on the sideline.
Yeah, just sitting down here trying to think about what we're going to see here. This is two teams that both at 2-0, both finding their way in non-district play and two really good football teams. Hey, Lancaster ranked number 1 in the area in 5A football. There's a lot of good 5A teams around. That's saying a lot about them. And the Trojans, well, the Trojans are the Trojans, 2-0. And we've seen them play good football so far this season. This should be a lot of fun, Thomas.
New uniforms for Trinity. It's kind of a grayish pewter color with black sleeves, black small Trinity print across the front, black numerals with red trim, same colored pants with some stripes down the side. And Trinity has won the toss, and they will take the football, so they will receive. On the side of those gray pewter trousers, you see a black stripe with Trinity in block red print. Trinity designated home team in this contest. The jerseys have the black shoulder caps, the black Trinity helmet, of course, with the Trinity T logo on the side. For Lancaster, meanwhile, they're in their road black jerseys with orange numerals with white trim, white shoulder caps with an orange stripe to the side, white shorts, and the white helmet with the Lancaster Tiger LT Lock logo in orange, ablazing upon the white helmet. And of course, with the 50th anniversary of the NFL kick-starting, officially started on Thursday, but really getting started tomorrow in full swing. Some neat things about the field: the 50-yard line indicator, those are both in gold. The NFL logo in gold as well here at AT&T Stadium. The home of the Dallas Cowboys, as they will start their season tomorrow night against the New York Football Giants. Back deep to return is J-Ron Wilson. Javante Poe and Dejon Garrett also back there about the 20-yard line, but you see right there some question about J-Ron Wilson's health. He seems to be doing okay, though. He is out there, and he will start this contest a little banged up against Rockwall last week. Trojans will move from right to left in the first half, from west to east here at AT&T Stadium. Lancaster has it all teed up, and Brandon Eslava will approach. And here's the kickoff. This is going to be deep down the right side, taken at about the 14-yard line. This is Javante Poe. He's going to be stood up out across the 20 and hammered hard at about the 21-yard line. That is where the drive will start for the Trojans offense as we get to our keys of the game.
First for Lancaster, Thomas. Don't let this stadium be too big of a stage for you. AT&T Stadium, it's a big place. They're not used to playing here. Keep your poise, stay in the football game. Defensively, try to maintain some kind of semblance on the line of scrimmage. Don't get overwhelmed by this offensive line. For your Trojans, very simply defensively, tackle in space. Don't give up the big play. Offensively, pound the ball on the ground. Keep that Lancaster offense off the field.
Garrett in motion, fake to him. Here comes Nate, straight downhill, running, stiff arms the defender, still on his feet. Shake it off tacklers, gets out to the 25. We got a face mask, more than likely call at the very end of that play as the flag comes flying in. 5 yards if it stands for Tyler Nate, but we will check and see what our official indication is from our head referee here.
Personal foul, face mask, 8-8 to the defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So 5 yards on the run, 15 yards on the penalty. And the Trojans, just like that, have taken it from the 21 out to the 41-yard line on their first drive.
That's what makes Tyler Nate so good. He can extend runs, and then when you get there, you're so frustrated, you're just trying to grab something. That time they grabbed the face mask.
First and 10, two receivers right, one to the left. Shotgun snap back, quick pass from Nate out to the right side. Catch is made. And about a 5-yard gain on the play as he hooks up with Corday Burns. And he'll set up second down at 5.
Just quick offense that time. Nice block once again by our friend Wines here. That's all he does is block. And good quick gain there on first down for the Trojans.
Senior safety DeJuan Atkinson in on the tackle of Burns. And it'll be second down and 5 for the Trojans on the right hash on their own 46-yard line here in this opening possession of the ball game. We are scoreless. Two receivers left for Nate in a shotgun set. Play fake as he puts it in the belly, then pulls it out, pass downfield, almost intercepted. Having a good read on it was Keenan Ivey. Pass was deep and intended for Craig Gardner, and it's going to be incomplete and set up 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, early pressure by Noah Jones, the defensive end for Lancaster.
On the play, we had legal man downfield, 5-yard penalty, replay, 2nd down.
Well, thank you, Mr. Official.
I think he pointed the wrong direction, too, when he made that indication.
He did.
The penalty would be declined, brings up 3rd down.
No, he didn't.
3rd down and 5.
3rd and 5. But as I was saying, good pressure, and Nate rolls his way and throws it a little bit into traffic, and that one could have been intercepted, but here's the first big 3rd down of the game.
Tyler Nate under center, offset I formation behind him. One receiver right, that's the short side of the field. They're going to run it to that short side. Play is blown up, but what a great slip tackle by Wilson. Tries to get the edge, stiff arms a man, stays down, and somehow gets it to the 45 in Lancaster territory. Should have been dead to rights for a loss, but somehow was able to run for a 1st down.
Yeah, he's out in space and should have went down, and then even after contact, he runs over the corner on that side, adding 5 more yards. That's old J-Ron Wilson. That should have been stopped, and the defense should have been off the field for Lancaster. That's a great job, great determination by J-Ron.
Jordan Porter with the initial penetration to make it a difficult task, and then a big stiff arm on Jameer Sparrow. And Wilson picks up the 1st down after a 9-yard gain. 2 receivers right, Nate in a shotgun set from the left hash on the Lancaster 45, 1st and 10. Handoff Wilson, comes around the right side, tries to get a block, spins away, but cannot elude Stadrian Taylor, who drops him for a very modest gain, maybe a gain of 1 on the play. And we go down and bring in the 4th member of our broadcast crew, Bart Castle, in on the sideline.
Thanks, Thomas, Pete, and Alex. Good afternoon. I tell you, the field down here, there's a lot of excitement. Lancaster knows they're in for a tussle. However, in talking to Coach Chris Gilbert, he said they're going to line up and play, and they feel like if they can exploit some of the things they've seen in the past, they can keep it close. So it'll be interesting to see their passing attack versus Trinity's defense. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Bart. 2nd down and 9 from the Lancaster 44. Handoff, 2nd man through. 1st down and more inside the 35 and spun down to the 32-yard line. J-Ron Wilson again running straight downhill behind those pulling behemoth linemen. Takes it for a 12-yard gain.
Joe Cumby and Vacasciola that time just absolutely caved in the right side of that defensive line, and it's easy when you have a hole that big, and that's just outstanding play calling and finding the hole when you can find it and running hard when you get there if you're J-Ron.
We've played 3 minutes. Trojans with the opening kickoff, still marching down the field. 1st and 10 at the Lancaster 32. Here's a handoff on a sweep. Whistles blow, flags fly, and this play never happened. We'll hear from our referee once again.
Prior to the snap, 48, legal movement, 5-yard penalty, complete 1st down.
Caleb Cumby taking an early start there. Whistle for the infraction. It'll be a 5-yard penalty, and it'll bring up 1st and 15.
Well, one of our keys, if you was the ball control, keeping this offense off the field of Lancaster. So far, so good.
Line of scrimmage, the Lancaster 37 from the right hash. Here come the Trojans. 1 receiver left. Now the receiver in right comes in motion. Play fake to him. Nate's going to run to the right side. Hurdles over a defender. And then it takes 4 Tigers to bring him down across the 30 and down to the 29-yard line. Gain of 8 for Tyler Nate, showing the brute strength there.
And 8 yards when there was maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 there, carrying 3 defenders, and not little people, as you can see, and it does just such a good job. And the one thing I like about Tyler Nate, he has really learned to cover up the football when he's in traffic like that. Good gain there on 1st down.
2nd down and 7. Wilson tiptoeing through the would-be tacklers is going to be met right at the 26-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play, and it's going to set up 3rd down, and a nice job crashing in from the outside by the safety, Keenan Ivey.
Yeah, but it's Jordan Porter, the defensive tackle, that was in the hole that caused J-Ron to make that cut. But you're right, Ivory's a good-looking football player, Thomas.
Big possession down here, 3rd down and 4 for the Trojans at the Lancaster 26. Might be in 4-down territory anyway. Running in the play. They'll break the huddle with 6 on the play clock. Offset I formation. Nate's under center. There's movement on the line. Free play, handoff, trying to squirt through the right side, still on his feet, backing across the 20 and down to the 18 is J-Ron Wilson. Finally brought down by Stadrian Taylor, but not before he picked up a first down. But now we have to check the penalty. More than likely, it's against
Offside.
Lancaster.
Defense, number 80. That penalty declined. Result of play, first down.
So there you go. 8 yards gained on the 3rd and 4 carry for Wilson. And the Trojans have it now in the red zone.
10th play of the drive. Exactly what you want to see. This is old Trinity football right here. Pound and ground and make them stop you. And if you can't, we're going to continue to do it.
Corday Burns split out wide to the right. Wide left in the formation. Here's another receiver. Play fake around the outside to Wilson. Nate keeps it, powers his way inside the 15 and down to the 13. Or he's brought down by a whole host of defenders, including Keenan Ivory.
Just doesn't go down. The first guy, I cannot remember this year, maybe last year, and I'm looking at you guys for some help, the first anybody that's brought him down by themselves.
You know what I remember more than somebody bring him down by himself is the run he made against South Grand Prairie in the playoff game where everybody had a shot at making the tackle. Michael Garcia split out wide left. They're going to run it to the right side. Tries to turn the corner. He has stood up right at the 11. Gain of 2 on the play. Set up 3rd down and 3 now for the Trojans.
A mass of humanity there as Trinity runs student body right and a whole bunch of Trinity Lancaster defenders instead of Treston Price over there, and he's a load. And that time they were able to get him down, but not before he picked up 2 yards. So here's another big 3rd down.
Great job by the Tiger defense taking on the lead blocker, Keon Griffin. That allowed the linebackers to get free and try to get back there and make something happen. Kashawn Green is wide left of the formation. Fullback belly dive from the 11 on 3rd and 3. He's going to get maybe a couple before he is brought down. We do have another flag down, and this one looks like it's going to go against the Trojans. We'll hear from our head referee once again. 3rd and 3. Looks like it may have just gotten more difficult.
It looked like Griffin might have picked up the first down, the fullback diving over tackle.
If he didn't, they may decline it. If it is against Trinity, we haven't had the official indication as of yet.
No, they're going to push him back. And after a second look, Thomas,
shift.
I don't think he did get it.
5-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
Interesting call by Coach Gilbert there.
If it wasn't a first down, it was extremely close. Wants his defense to get a chance to get off the field on 3rd down and 8 from the Lancaster 16. Trojans hand off, second man through, and great tackle right there. So hard to bring J-Ron Wilson down. That was Treston Price, the junior, who got his hands around the hips and just drug him down after a gain of a couple. It's going to be 4th down, and the field goal unit comes on for the Trojans.
If Price doesn't make that tackle, that may go to the house, but a nice play, though. 2nd time in a row that Price has made a play defensively.
Spotting it at the 21. It's a 31-yard field goal attempt for Julio Prieto. Good snap, good hold. Line drive kick is up, and it is good. He literally banged that one through. 31-yard field goal for Prieto as the Trojans scratch the scoreboard first. 4:42 left to go here in the first quarter. Trinity taking the opening kickoff all the way down the field and took 2/3 of the first quarter with it. We'll be back to AT&T Stadium after these messages. You're listening to Trinity Trojan Football on Champion Sports Radio.
When it comes to keeping your ticker running like clockwork, look no further than Texas Health Harris Methodist Hospital, Hurst-Euless-Bedford. We offer comprehensive heart and vascular services ranging from vascular screenings, electrophysiology, and cardiac cath procedures to minimally invasive thoracic to open heart surgeries and cardiac rehabilitation. What it basically comes down to is you can count on us, like clockwork, for your heart care needs. Learn more at texashealth.org/HEB.
Trinity with the first points of the game after a 31-yard field goal by kicker Julio Prieto. 13 plays, 65 yards, took 7 minutes, 18 seconds on the scoring drive. 4:42 to go here in the first quarter. Trinity leads Lancaster 3-0. Scoring drive brought to you by Whirly Ball HEB.
Along with Sweet Pete Nielsen, I'm Thomas Lane. Thanks for joining us today on Champion Sports Radio. This presentation of Trinity Trojan football. We'll check in with Mark Castle on the sideline after the kickoff. This one's going to be a high and deep kick all the way down to the 14-yard line and angling back to the middle of the field there to the 20, to the 25. He's going to be stood up and dropped there at about the 27-yard line. So a pretty decent return there for Lancaster. And taking care of business for the Tigers was L.T. Jesse, backup running back. We'll see him quite a bit, though. Junior with a good return there. We go down the field to check in with Bart Castle.
Fellas, a big part of the Lancaster success on that last drive, the last 4 plays all involved the insertion of Tristan Price into the lineup. He was involved in the tackle on all 4 of the plays that led up to the field goal. So a quick early adjustment to put some more heft up there on the defensive line by the Tigers pays some dividends, and they hold the Trojans to a field goal.
Trojan defense out there for the first time this afternoon. Snap back, play fake, rolling left is Ross. Throws downfield. This is complete. Lots of running room for Tyrell Alexander. Still on his feet, shakes a tackle at the 40 and brought down at the 37-yard line. Unbelievable quick strike on a spectacular play fake. 36-yard gain, and Lancaster already at the line of scrimmage, ready to go again. 1st and 10 now, the Trojan 37 from the left hash. 2 receivers left, short side of the field. Quick pass right side, catch is made. Knee was down when he made the catch. Hauled in by Mark Mims, and the knee goes down at the 32. It's a gain of 5, brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, Thomas, catch your breath, because this offense looks like they're NASCAR-like. They don't even look to huddle. Wow.
2 receivers stacked up right side. That's Mims and Manning. 2 receivers to the left, Alexander and Thomas. Inside give here, and this is Gilbert the second as the senior carries tacklers down almost to, they're going to credit him with the 23-yard line. That's going to be enough for a Lancaster first down, finally brought down by Devin Abdullah. 9 yards gained all told. Same formation, 2 receivers either way. Another inside give. Gilbert slowed down and knocked down. Daniels blew that play up. Cleaned up by the combination of Samuela Leota. And also crashing in from the outside was Abdullah. But yeah, the defensive line's got to come up huge for the Trojans today.
I like what Pole did as well. He went down underneath and took the guard and the center out, freeing up Chris Daniels and Sam Leota to get in there and make that penetration.
2 down linemen, 2 stand-up ends on the defense. The snap goes over the head of Ross, and each falls on it back around the 45-yard line. An unfortunate incident here for Lancaster as they had a lot of momentum driving down, had a 2nd and 10, but they're going to lose a big chunk of yards on the play. 22 yards lost on the botched snap.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That wasn't even close. It might have hit the center's leg when it went back, because Ryan Ross had no chance on that one. Does a great job of recovering the football.
Ross is 6'1". It's not like he's a diminutive guy. Quick pass left side on 3rd down and 32. Catch is made by Alexander. Jukes one defender, takes it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line before he is tackled by a host of Trojan defenders, including Cameron Jones. It's going to set up 4th down.
But Terrell Alexander's excited. He gets out in space like that. He made 1 or 2 guys miss, and that's what we talked about in pregame, how you have to wrap up. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
16 yards gained on the connection from Ross to Alexander. 4th down and 17 inside the Trojan 30 at the 29. Got to get down to about the 12-yard line. Snap is back. Ross has time. Fires out right side. This is complete to LT Jesse. He is forced out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Maybe well short of the first down, even though they picked up about 6 yards on the play.
What a great job by Cater Coho, staying home on that side of the field and not going with everybody else. And when the swing back to the halfback was there, he was right there in position. No chance to pick up the first down. The Trinity defense stiffens and gets off the field.
Probably about 10 yards away from where it needed to get to move the chains. It's going to be 1st and 10 Trojans on their own 23-yard line. Donald Tryon pumping up his defense. They did a great job to get off the field on that possession with all the momentum on the side of the Tigers. Here comes Nate in the offense. I formation from their own 23 on the left hash. Second man through, gets the handoff, squirts through, still running, dragging a tackler out to the 35-yard line. Wilson is brought down there. Nice open field tackle by Keenan Ivey. It will be enough for a Trojan first down. We go down the field and check in with Bart Castle.
One of the things that's obvious when Lancaster has the ball, it may not resonate with listeners, but 6'1", 160 pounds, Ryan Ross is reed thin, but it's that rocket arm that makes him dangerous. We'll see how that plays out through the course of the ball game.
Trojans right now with the ball, 1st and 10 on their own 34. Second man through, Wilson again. Banged down at the 40. The ball came out at the very end. I don't know if they're going to say he was down or if it was recovered by the Trojans. It looks like it's going to maintain possession with Trinity at the 39-yard line.
Good run again by Jaron Wilson. And, hey, if you're Lancaster, you might be getting a little concerned. That's back-to-back tackles by Keenan Ivey, your safety. Your linebackers and defensive linemen are getting handled.
Tayon Nichols came in and punched it out with the left hand, and Wilson was able to get back on top of it. Modest gain on the play. 4 yards. Second down and 6. Handoff. Trying to run through a hole, and Ivey is there once again. Little help from a couple of other defenders as well. Andre Hughes in there on the stop as Deshaun Garrett gets the carry, but we do have a penalty flag down on the play. And the officials are going to have to sort this out. They've got it marked just across the 43. I'm confused. He said defense, right?
No, he said offense. He said dead ball, personal foul on Trinity. Well, what that means is the play counts now, so it's going to be...
Instead of the 43, they're going to march it back to the 28-yard line.
It'll be 2nd and 16.
It'll be 3rd down, actually, and they're going to need a full almost 17 yards to move the chains as the tail of the football is on the 28. Down counts. 3rd down now and 17 for the Trojans from the right hash. 2-by-2 spread formation. Nate in a shotgun set. Dumps it out left side. Garrett has it, trying to find some blockers. Cannot. Great job coming from the weak side and cleaning that play up. For the Lancaster Tigers was Hughes once again, who just made the stop. Little flare pass gets blown up by a very fast attacking Tiger defense.
Well, we talked about in the open how they'll run to the football, and that's exactly what they're doing. And it's like they're going to get themselves a good defensive possession, only the 1 first down for Trinity in this series.
Back deep in punt formation for the first time today is Tyler Nate. Good pass back to him. It's that big old left leg into it. It's a high end-over-end kick. Bounces across the 40, across the 35, across the 30, still rolling inside the 25, and all the way down to about the 21-yard line before it is down there by one of the gunners. Actually, no, that's the deep snapper, Malini Miley. 50 yards on the punt for Nate. Very effective there, and that'll do it for our first quarter of play. Trinity 3, Lancaster nothing. We return to AT&T Stadium after these messages. Listen to Trinity Trojan Football on Champion Sports Radio.
First Bank Texas. We're here when you need us with products and services designed to make your banking life as stress-free as possible. Need an interest-bearing savings account? Done. Want to deposit a check from your office? No problem. Feel the need to pay a bill at 3 a.m.? We're up for it. No matter what, no matter when, we've got you covered. And that's a promise you can take to us. Bank on us. First Bank Texas. We're here when you need us. Located on the northwest corner of Highway 183 and FM 157. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. Online at go2fbt.com.
Begin the second quarter of play here at AT&T Stadium. 3-0 is your score. Trinity on top of Lancaster. Trojans with 2 drives pretty much evaporating most of that frame. Lancaster now has it and will have to drive the length of the field as they take over on their own 21-yard line deep in their territory. with a 1st and 10 to begin their second possession of the contest. Ryan Ross out there. He's got 2 receivers left and 1 to the right. Here's a handoff, trying to sweep around the outside, slowed down, taking on tacklers, and a big blow leveled at the end of the play by Cater Coho as the carry goes for a few yards for L.T. Jesse. We'll check in with Bart Castle.
Fellas, down here on the field, one of the things that Trinity has done effectively thus far when they've got the ball, a great job by Manasseh Mose and Latu Maile. We'll be interested to see how Lancaster adjusts to them opening huge holes on their side of the line.
Going to the air on 2nd down, deep down the right side. And a little bit of contact and no flag as the pass was intended for Omar Manning streaking down the side. He just ran a go route, and you see the strong arm from Ross there, but great job on the coverage. Step for step with him was the defensive back for the Trojans.
In college, in pro football, that might have been interference because he never turned around. But in high school and college, it's not. So here's 3rd down.
2-by-2 spread for Ross. 3rd down now and 7. Tigers on their own 24 from the right hash. Quick pass over the middle. Tyrell Alexander carries it out across the 35. Actually down right at the 35-yard line. 11-yard gain on a 3rd and 7. That's a 1st down conversion for Lancaster.
It's a nice job by Alexander. He just cuts right in front of the face of the outside linebacker, Justice Gregg, and Gregg's right there, but they make the completion for the 1st down.
Play fake, pass out left side. This one intended for Mims, and they're going to say it was a forward pass as he drops it. Goes off his fingertips and falls down to the turf. On a great play fake to Jesse. A play that was blown up by the Trojan defense all over the place. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
John Davis does a nice job. Even though the ball was dropped, he was fighting off that blocker as they were setting up that screen, and looked like you've been able to make the play. 2
receivers left, 1 to the right. This is a design QB run for Alexander, who takes a direct snap. He is going to be wrapped up, but not until he gets 9 yards gobbled up on the play. Nice tackle by Cater Coho.
Boy, Alexander, they've thrown it to him. Now they line him up in the Wildcat formation. He knows what to do, gets that corner turned, and 3rd down and short now.
Samuela Leota on the tackle to create 3rd down and short. Need about 1.5 yards. And they will take a timeout. Gives us a chance to go down and check in with Bart Castle on the sideline.
Fellas, one of the benefits of facing this powerful Lancaster passing attack last week, they had 8 different receivers catch passes, is once Trinity gets to district and plays Coppell and Southlake, especially 2 teams that pass well, they will have had an opportunity to make some defensive adjustments this afternoon to a passing attack like that. It ought to pay dividends in district.
That's the whole idea of why you line up a completely insane non-district schedule like the Trojans do. You want to be tested. You want to get ready for postseason play. And most years the district isn't all that competitive. The last year and this year, however, the current alignment schedule has been a totally different situation with the likes of Colleyville Heritage, Coppell, Carroll, of course. It's a much more difficult road to hoe here for the Trojans.
Well, Bart mentioned Coppell and Carroll. Don't forget about the Week 1 district play opponent in Colleyville Heritage, who seems to be buying into their new system. They threw it all over the field last night in a very, very impressive victory themselves.
We'd like to thank Bonnie Sorrells and Texas Health HEB. What does a Level 3 Trauma Center mean in an emergency? Everything. And Texas Health HEB is the only Level 3 Trauma Center in Northeast Tarrant County. That means an exceptional level of care is close when you need it most. When every second counts, nothing matters more. Online at texashealth.org/HEB. 3rd down and 2, and we have some movement on the line. Flags fly, and here's our referee.
Prior to the snap, number 20, illegal procedure, 5-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
That's Justin Hughes, one of the receivers out there, and so instead of 3rd and 2 now, I guess they've moved it now to the 39-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Tigers on their end of the field. Well, 10:41 left to go here in the first half.
Lancaster's their own enemy here early in this football game.
Trying to get lined up now, and Ross will get everybody in position. 2-by-2 spread, play fake on the inside run, pump fake, keeps the play alive as he rolls out to his left. To the 35, and now just a smart play by your senior quarterback as he chunks it out of bounds. Lives to play another down there. I think there's an ineligible receiver downfield as there is a flag on the field as well. We'll hear from our referee once again.
It was Pole that absolutely.
Legal man downfield, number 62 of the offense. That penalty will be declined. Brings up 4th down.
It was Pole who blew that thing up, and boy, nice athletic ability there by Ryan Ross to keep the play alive, but by that point he had offensive linemen all over the field down. They're going to throw more than one flag, and once again, the Trinity defense bends a little bit but doesn't break and forces a punt.
First punt of the afternoon as Spencer Gilbert II is also the punter, the running back / quarterback. He gets his left foot into it. This one goes sky high to the top floor. It's not going to get very far. Takes a sideways bounce and actually doesn't even cross the 50. Goes to the 49-yard line. The ball is only going to go for 10 yards.
I think he was aiming at Jerry's TV. Kicked it straight up the chute, and Jerry better not be watching. He'll be upset. But great starting field position for the Trojans here inside of, well, the marker, not just inside of Lancaster territory.
Every punter that comes in here, they all in pregame warmups are all trying to boot it up there and see if they can hit it. I've only seen one player do it.
And he got cut.
Former A&M great punter, Shane Leckler.
Wonder how you knew that.
From the 49. Handoff, Jaron Wilson jukes one man, tackled down after a 2-yard gain. That's fantastic coverage defensively by Trayvon Brooks, one of 2 returning starters on this defense for Lancaster, and defensive coordinator Jamal Adams.
You know, Bart's comment earlier about how the offensive line is finding their way. I think the only way this running game is going to work tonight is going downhill. Laterally, this Lancaster defense is just flying to the football sideline to sideline. It's going to be those quick hitters inside the tackles, I think, where they may find some hay.
Garcia wide right, Burns slot right on 2nd down and 8. Runs straight downhill as Pete asked for. Jaron Wilson runs through one would-be tackler, stiff arms another, stays alive and almost gets to the 40-yard line. I mean the 35-yard line, excuse me, as he gets down to the 36. And that's a big-time run of 11 yards for Jaron Wilson.
Well, I say this all the time. If I can see it, the offensive coordinator and the coaching staff can see it, and that's a great run. You get him between the tackles and Wilson, and that's something that he didn't have in the past. He's bulked up a little bit, and he makes people miss. That's a good run right there for the first down.
Garcia wide left, Garner slot left. That's the wide side of the field. I formation, handoff on 1st and 10. And bowling his way down to about the 30-yard line is DeJon Garrett. Gain of 6 on the play as we tick down 9 minutes and counting left to go here in the first half.
Again, inside the tackle, Vacasciola. Why not run behind him? He is a house with feet and absolutely does a great job of caving in the outside linebacker and the defensive tackle all at one time. And, hey, you can live with 2nd and 3 whenever you want.
Kashawn Green is wide right as a split end. They're going to go with a handoff off of right tackle. And not a lot of running room this time for DeJon Garrett as he gets to the edge that was set masterfully by Jordan Austin, the sophomore safety. Gets down to the 27-yard line, sets up 3rd and 1.
They are very, very talented defensively, and they are coached up, too. I'm telling you, Jamal Adams doing an outstanding job with this defensive unit.
2 tight ends right, I formation. They're going to sweep it to the right side on 3rd and 1. Big hit. Took the punishing blow from Austin, then spinning and backing his way inside the line to gain. Just inside the 25. It will be enough for a first down. Great run by DeJon Garrett.
Austin makes the huge hit, but the problem is he hits him forward. And with that hit, it gives Trinity another first down. What a nice run, though. You see in DeJon Garrett getting the ball inside the tackles. Like to see that as well.
1st and 10 at the Lancaster 25 near the right hash. I formation. Griffin in front of Garrett. Handoff straight downfield. Gets 5, 6, 7 yards before he is spun down there. Garrett with a tough run down to the 18-yard line. Give him 7 yards on the carry and set up another 2nd and short for the Trinity offense.
And that time it was the other tackle, Miley, that just absolutely took out 2 guys in a huge hole. And Mose is downfield blocking and straight downfield running.
Garner is wide left. That's the right side of the field. Garcia wide right. I formation from the right hash. Tight end Cumbie on the left side. Handoff Wilson. Big hole on the left side. Inside the 10. Whoa! Goes airborne inside the 5 and lands down at the 4. went high, got spun around, held onto the ball, and that's a huge hole opening up on the left side by Manasseh Mose. And Wilson takes it down to the 4-yard line, and it's 1st and goal, Trinity.
Yeah, you got to be careful when you go airborne that ball gets exposed, but holy cow, inside the tackles, 5, maybe 6 plays in a row, and they're marching right down the field.
1st and goal from the 4. 3 tight ends, 2 backs. Griffin in front of Wilson. Fake on the counter, straight downfield, straight through the middle of that defense. Following behind the big blocking of Manasseh Mose. And the lead pulling block from the tight end who was knifing his way through, TJ Sepoy. They get all the way down inside to the 2-yard line, got half the distance they needed at 2nd and goal.
The weak side linebacker Boykins came around the play and caught Trayon from behind. Otherwise, that might have went all the way in.
Toss sweep left side on 2nd and goal from the 2. Diving into the end zone, it's Deshaun Garrett, his 5th rushing touchdown of the season. Trojans on the scoreboard with a big run to the left side.
Well, they run outside that one time, and it's Keon Griffin, the fullback, that gets the kick-out block so Dijon can cut it in and get his touchdown.
Number 4, the offense.
Oh, my.
5-yard penalty. Repeat it down.
Yeah, I was about to say, Pete, right as you jumped in, that I saw that flag down there on the field, and that more than likely that this thing was going to come back.
Me and this official have to talk. He keeps interrupting me.
2nd down and goal from the 7-yard line now for the Trojans. Garcia wide left. 22 personnel, 2 tight ends, 2 backs. As Griffin is offset to the left in front of Garrett. Play fake, Nate throws to the end zone, has his man, touchdown! Touchdown Trinity Trojans, 7-yard touchdown pass on a perfect throw to Caleb Cumbie, his 2nd receiving touchdown of the year.
Well, if you're Caleb Cumbie, every once in a while you got to throw him a bone. You roll out, you run across the middle of the
player,
field.
downfield, 70 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay, 2nd down.
Well, let's see if you can score 3 times in a row. Unbelievable back-to-back penalties after touchdowns for the Trojans, and now it's the offense a little bit that's shooting them in the foot. And I tell you what, the Trinity coaching staff not very happy with this officiating crew.
So it was 2nd and goal from the 2. Back-to-back 5-yard infractions now set it up 2nd and goal from the 12. Garcia wide left. Griffin offset left behind the I-back Garrett. Garrett gets the handoff, huge hole off left tackle. And then he is planted down. Excellent lateral movement by Deshaun Boykins. The linebacker plants Garrett down inside the 10-yard line, down near the 6. It'll be 3rd and goal.
That's a good job by Boykins keeping his ground, because a bunch of linemen coming at him, but he fought off the block. And big play here for Trinity. They've controlled the football. They've marched down the field, and a couple calls again have gone against them. And big play here for 3rd down.
Wine tier slot right, wide right is Corday Burns. Shotgun set, 3rd and goal from the 7. Wilson, Tyler Nate rolls out to his right, tries to find a quick out to Burns in the end zone, and it's incomplete. Sets up 4th down, and the Tiger defense responds with a couple of extra opportunities thanks to some penalties to keep the Trojans out of the end zone as the field goal unit comes on.
Tough throw for Nate, throwing across his body as he's throwing with the left hand, rolling right. And Burns had a chance, but just a tough pitch and catch there. See what they can do with the field goal here.
Spotted right at the 15. It's a 25-yard attempt. Looking for his 2nd field goal of the day. Julio Prieto gets his foot into this one. Good job angling it back. It splits the uprights, and it's good. 25-yard field goal for Prieto. Hit one from 31 earlier, and he's got the Trojans on top by a score of 6-0. 4:36 left to go here in the first half. You're listening to Trinity Trojan Football on Champion Sports Radio.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7 Sports TV Broadcasting.
25-yard field goal by Julio Prieto extends Trinity's lead. 11 plays, 33 yards. 4:36 to go here in the first half. Trinity leads Lancaster 6-0. Scoring drive brought to you by Whirly Ball HEB.
Lancaster fans have to be pleased with that effort as the Trojans started in Lancaster territory and had to settle for a field goal. So now, Trojans will kick it off. Prieto, after booting his second field goal, approaches at the 40 and is going to send it high and deep down the right side, all the way down to the 7-yard line. It's going to be taken out there to the 15 to the 20. Sidesteps one defender and is brought down. It's a great open field tackle in the return game. And you can credit that to Javante Poe, a special teamer as well as a great rusher. We got a flag down on the play. So we'll hear from our head referee once again after a pretty nice return.
Holding. 52 black on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
LT Jesse with a nice return there, but the holding penalty is going to wipe out most of it. And Lancaster is going to start inside their own 20-yard line for this possession.
This officiating crew making sure that they don't let this one get out of control, and very evident a whole bunch of penalties here in our first half, including, like we just saw, the back-to-back penalties on the Trojans, which took 6 points off the board. But Prieto does a nice job of kicking the field goal, so they don't come away with nothing, Thomas.
Tigers at their own 19-yard line, 1st and 10, 2-by-2 spread. Quick pass out of the backfield and in and out of the hands of Gilbert II. It's a ball that Spencer catches 99 times out of 100. Just thinking about the move he was going to make before he hauled in the pass. It'll be an incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
You got to catch it first and then look downfield. Otherwise, that's what's going to happen. And Alex makes a great point on that last Trinity drive. That was 5 minutes and 42 seconds off of the clock. That's typical Trinity football.
Yeah, Trojans entering this drive for Lancasters. It's a quick pass left side. This one is caught. And first catch of the day for Cartrell Thomas, the junior receiver, takes it out across the 25 to the 26. That's a nice pitch and catch, set up 3rd down now and short. But time of possession entering this drive, 15 minutes for Trinity, just 4:20 for Lancaster.
Well, there you go. That was the point I was going to get to, but this offense is too quick.
3rd down and short. Alexander in a direct snap is going to try to run around the left side, and the door is slammed shut in his face. Justin Asuncion first there to set the edge. It's going to be, maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more than that. And a great job laterally down the line of scrimmage as well for Laki Saafi. Gets to the 26, and it's going to bring up now 4th down and 3.
Saafi, a kid that we haven't seen so much out there defensively. That was a great play right there, not losing the edge, and came in low and made the tackle, going to cause another punt.
Back deep in punt formation is Gilbert, standing at his own 13. Big left foot into this one, got a little more distance forward, and fair catch called for and made at the 42-yard line by Corday Burns. That is where the Trojans will take over with 3:02 left to go here. After a 32-yard punt, nothing on the return, Trojans take over. Maybe not quite as good starting field positions they had last time, but still nothing to complain about as they are within spitting distance of the 50-yard line.
Lancaster defense done a good job of giving up plays, but toughening in the red zone. And see what else Trinity can do here. They've really found a way running downhill in between the tackles. Maybe a little play action here, see if you can get the ball down the field.
Ball in the middle of the field, 2 receivers right, first down and 10, play fake. Nate's going to keep it, sweeping around the left side, takes on a huge hit and a big collision with Deshaun Boykins. Nate quickly pops back up after a 6-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Well, it's not many people that can hit Tyler that hard and go the other way. That time he went the other way, and Boykin made sure everybody knew it was him that made the play.
I think you'd probably be better served to wrap up a quarterback that's 6'1", almost 240 pounds, but the big hit worked well there. 2nd down and 4. Trojans on their own 49 from the left hash, I formation, play fake. Rolling out to his right, pass is tipped, and it is almost intercepted. What an athletic play there, almost hauled in actually by Cumbie as well.
Tipped originally by Nichols and almost picked off by the corner Sparrow, and in the middle of it was Cumbie. It's 3 different guys with an opportunity to catch that football and bring up a 3rd down here now for Trinity.
6-0, Trojans with the lead, 2:21 left to go here in the half. It's 3rd down and 4. Trojans on their own 49-yard line on the left hash. 2 receivers left, Weintier wide left, Garner slot left. It's going to be an inside give, and got just enough there to Jaron Wilson. Maybe a little shy. Boy, right at the 48, right near the line to gain.
That's going to be really, really close. Nice play, though, by Jordan Porter, the junior defensive tackle, to even make it close. The official resets the ball, and it looks like we're going to be short by a half a yard.
Yeah, that's interesting. Initially, it looked like he got inside almost down to the 47.
Lancaster, the 2nd charge, timeout of the half.
But with 1:56 left to go, Lancaster's going to take a timeout, hoping they have some more time when they get the ball back. Decision time for Chris Jensen. Donald Tryon and the staff. We'll take a break, and we'll be back to AT&T Stadium after these messages. You're listening to Trinity Trojan Football on Champion Sports Radio.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores, 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball, let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hurst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
4th down and 1 for the Trojans at the Lancaster 48. Timeout by Lancaster. They are expecting a punt and wanting to have a little bit more time left to operate their offense at the end of the first half. 6-0 to Trinity lead. Along with Pete Nielsen, I'm Thomas Lee. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening to the free audio broadcast on Champion Sports Radio or the live video pay-per-view broadcast on the NFHS network, special thanks to Michael Van Curie and Marshall Wimberly for their production assistance to make that broadcast possible. I formation under center. Nate with a quick snap. They're going to hand it off of right guard, and Wilson lowers his shoulder and gets down. Needed 1, got 2 before he is tackled by Brooks. And that will move the chains, and a big 4th down pickup for the Trojans.
Part of the key of that play is it happened so fast. Lancaster didn't even have a chance to get if they were going to call a timeout. I don't think they expected Trinity to go for it, and they did get the 1st down.
Receiver either way, handoff to the I-back. Wilson slowed down, slow played, fights forward, gets just across the 40-yard line. It's a nice gain on the play, about 5.5 yards before he is brought down by Jordan Porter and the Tiger defense.
Just great second effort that time by Wilson and able to not quite get out of bounds. The clock continues to run.
1:15 and counting left to go. Back to pass on 2nd and 5. Now Nate's just going to take off and run. Slips 2 tackles, 3 tackles. Takes on a shoulder tackle. Lowers his shoulder. Bowls over Brooks. It gets down near the 25. 15-yard run for Tyler Nate, making something out of nothing.
The video says it for himself, and I don't mean to laugh, but it's just almost unfair sometimes when he gets squared up and lowers his shoulder. It's almost unfair to try to bring him down.
Handoff, the speedy Jaron Wilson. Ripping at the ball are the Tigers, and getting two hands on it and trying to rip it away was Janarius Reynolds, a sophomore. I think it came out late. We've got a penalty flag down on the field as well. There might have been a late hit or something. We'll see. There's a young man for Lancaster walking off the field with his helmet off.
And that's their best defensive player, Ivy. I hope that this isn't an ejection because you have a flag and you have a hat. And usually one's the first penalty, and the second one is not usually a good thing. And our back judge, has nothing left to throw. So something bad happened.
Yeah, there's another flag down, though, at the line of scrimmage on the Lancaster side. So there's two independent flags down on the field and a hat. So our referee crew is going to have a lot to sort through. Let's hear what they have to say.
Yeah, that's
so
what I was
personal
fearing.
foul on Corday Burns. Also one on Keenan Ivey. They offset, but Ivey must have thrown a punch. He is ejected, and that's why he walked off the field with his helmet in his hand. That's going to be a big blow to this five-man defensive backfield for Lancaster. Ivey's been all over the place making tackles.
Yeah, and we heard Coach Gilbert say that's his best defender. That's a tough break for Lancaster.
Let's go down to the field and check in with Bart Castle.
Fellas, Pete mentioned a while ago the officiating, and one of the things he mentioned was trying to keep this thing from getting chippy, and sometimes that's difficult to do no matter how many times you throw the flag, and both players got drawn into it right there, and Trinity fortunate that there was only a single ejection, and that being a Lancaster Tiger, so onward the drive goes.
Thank you, Barton. Again, this drive, typical Trinity fashion, you have a certain amount of time you're trying to take up, and they're chewing into that with just 52 seconds left to go here in the first half, and they're knocking on the door trying to add to a 6-0 lead.
And Coach Gilbert out on the field and trying to get a better understanding of why only the one player was ejected from the game. And Bart was down there. I don't know if he had a better view than I did. I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and I saw the end of it. I saw the flags, but then I saw the hat. And usually when you see, like I said, when the hat goes, it's usually not a good sign for somebody.
Let's go down and see what Mr. Castle had to see. What do you got there, Bart?
Well, Pete, it was difficult to see because I'm looking at it field level and it happened through a pack of players. But I can tell you, fellas, in a situation like that, one of the things coaches tell their kids is you cannot be the second player involved, because oftentimes the official sees just a little bit of the first, but when that kid flies in there after the provocation and slams somebody, there's really nothing to do but penalize that kid sternly, and that apparently is what happened there.
Trojans have it set up on the right hash now. 2nd down and 6. Lancaster 21, play fake. Nate rolling out to his left, fires deep into the end zone, has a man behind the coverage, and the catch is made. What a job sneaking behind Noah Weintier. Does yeoman's work blocking almost every snap in and snap out. Hauls in a 21-yard touchdown pass there as he got behind the Lancaster secondary.
Buddy, Tyler Nate doesn't make that throw last year. That one had touch, and it just dropped in behind the defenders, and there's our man who blocks every time, making a big catch here at the end of the half for the Trojans.
PAT, and that is missed. So your score remains a very unfootball-like 12-0 as Weintier hauls in his first touchdown of the season. We step aside for a break. 42 seconds left to go here in the first half. Trojans with a 12-0 lead on Lancaster. Back to AT&T Stadium after these messages. Trinity Trojan Football on Champion Sports Radio continues in a moment.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Trinity extends the lead after a 21-yard touchdown pass from Tyler Nate to Noah Weintier. 8 plays, 58 yards, took 2 minutes, 20 seconds off the clock. Trinity misses the extra point. 42 seconds to go in the first half. Trinity 12, Lancaster nothing. scoring drive brought to you by Whirly Ball HEB.
Interesting, that scoring play right to where that safety would have been, and great call to go to that spot, and a different player out there, and Trinity takes full advantage of it.
Here's the approach. Prieto kicks it deep down the right side. It's going to bounce and be fielded at about the 17-yard line. Then almost brought down to the turf. Stays alive. Wheels around. Still on his feet down the sideline to the 50. 45. Cuts back and makes the kicker miss. Off to the right. No, hold the phone. He stepped out. Stepped out of bounds at the 47-yard line. No touchdown, as he did return it all the way back to the end zone, but the officials say he stepped down at the 47-yard line in Trinity territory. It's a 36-yard return after the ball was knocked out and then returned back the other way by Spencer Gilbert II.
The kicker didn't get him, but he made him step out of bounds. That's a great play.
Our referee's trying to make sure his mic is working. That's some of the, I think, the noises you hear in our crowd mic right now. But there are no penalty flags to show for it.
One.
Not one.
Let's go down to the field at Park Castle.
Pete, you hit it spot on. The kicker dove at him, and
here we go, Coach. Here we go.
It was just enough, literally, to have him when he juked just slightly. I mean, he just scraped the out-of-bounds line, and the official was looking right down the line. That's the only way that he saw it, but it was that dive by the kicker that had him just step right on the line by the slightest of margins.
Big replay shown here in the stadium, and Lancaster fans disagree. Quick pass. This one is deflected and knocked back. Sam Leota blowing that play up, almost picked it off as they were trying to flare it out to the right side.
Everybody talks about Chris Daniels. Sam Leota's a great football player. He did that, remember, in the De La Salle game and took it to the house. He almost had a second one right there.
To the line of scrimmage, just 24 ticks left here in the first half. Two receivers right, two to the left. Ball on the left hash, 2nd and 10. Play fake, quick pass left side. Alexander has it, trying to get a block, and absolutely double-teamed and waylaid by the combination of Asuncion and Saafi. They went low and high,
Lancaster.
and I'm impressed that Alexander held on to that ball.
Thomas, I know there's a timeout now, but we talked about this in the open. How Lancaster couldn't lose their poise, and now at first they have a guy thrown out of the game, then we have a kick return that maybe the guy stepped out of bounds, maybe he doesn't, and of course because of Jerry vision up there, everybody in the building thinks he didn't. The Lancaster coaching staff needs to get back to coaching their kids and to get off the referees. This is a pretty talented football game, pretty talented football team. They're only down 12 points, and as electric as this offense is, one play and you're right back in it. So time to gather up the calm things down on that sideline a little bit.
.15 seconds left to go. It's 3rd down and 9. That is the final timeout for Lancaster. Two receivers left, two to the right, spread formation. Ross with Jesse on his right hip, loads up, goes deep down the right side, has single coverage. The catch is made inside the 15. And they're saying incomplete. The back judge in position with the call said the ball hit the turf. It's going to be 4th and 9 with 7 seconds left.
And you know what? I believe they made the right call here. I think the ball did hit the ground. Let's take a look. And, yeah, it moved.
What a great job getting around the edge, though, by Manning to even make a play on it.
Yeah, and that's, again, the coaching staff on the far side of the field isn't pleased with the call, but that one appeared to be the right call.
So 4th down and 9 now. Tigers at the Trojan 46 from the left hash. They will have one more shot here. More than likely, he'll be loading up and going for the end zone. Wide left in the formation is Thomas. Slot left is Alexander. That's the short side of the field. Manning wide right, Mims slot right, and a timeout's going to be taken by the Trojans to make sure they have their alignment set. As hard as they've played and as well as they've executed in the first half, Peter, a 12-0 lead feels pretty good. 12-7, on the other hand, would not feel so good, especially since you're kicking off to Lancaster to start the second half of your Trinity.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see Alex's number at halftime, just how dominating it has been. offensively in time of possession. But this is a pretty talented offensive football team, and they have guys that can make that play. Heck, they almost had the kickoff return there, Thomas. So you're dead on. This is a big play.
I think there's zero question with where this ball is going. Who the receiver is, I don't know, but Alexander at 6'1", 180 is a good bet. Manning's the one they just took the shot on at 6'3", 196. That's where your height is. Maybe you just want to buy some time, let Ross run around, give him some protection, and throw it for the end zone. A little Hail Mary action. We've seen that already work in the first 3 weeks of the high school football season this year.
More than once.
3 receivers bunched tight right, 1 to the left. It could be a quick pass to the outside, trying to pick up the first down and get out of bounds. Hauling in the pass is Cartrell Thomas. He's going to get out at the 35. Needed 9, got 9. It's going to be enough for a first down.
I tell you what, this football team is coached well. He knew he needed exactly where he had to get. That gives him one more play.
Check that, actually 11 yards gained on that play. So we got the first down and out of bounds with 3 ticks left. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Jesse flares out to the right. They're just going to go throw deep down the left side. Didn't put enough loft on it. They were going for Cartrell Thomas. There were 3 Trojan defenders in the area. Falls harmlessly to the turf, and that'll do it for the first half of play. Let's go down to the field. Bart Castle with Coach Jensen.
Coach, for good first half. Your thoughts about adjustments for the second half?
I think the play that we had at the end of the half, offensively, Noah Weintier catching a big touchdown pass, I think that's going to wake us up. So I'm hoping that both teams are real flat. So I think if we come out and just out-quick them, we're going to be fine.
Looks like you've done a nice job on the pass, getting some rush. Talk a little bit about that to keep that from being something that happens in the second half.
Well, you got to disrupt the rhythm of their offense, and that's one of the best ways to do it is on the rushing the passers. So we just got to keep that up, eliminate the big plays. So far, we've been good at that, and we need to make some big plays of our own.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. So there you hear Thomas and Pete going to try to limit the mistakes, and Coach Gilbert mentioned that one of the things that Lancaster couldn't do is make mistakes, and Trinity's been able to get a couple of those and capitalize on them. So they head into the locker room up 12-0.
Thank you, Bart. Thanks also to first-year head coach Chris Jensen for stopping and taking the time to visit with us before he heads in at the half. Your score at the break, Trojans 12, Lancaster nothing. Coming up, we've got a great halftime show for you, brought to you by Texas Health HEB. We'll have full first-half stats. We'll have a check of a fairly decent-sized Saturday scoreboard in high school football in North Texas. We'll have highlights of the first half and a first-half recap, all of that and more when we continue in a moment. You're listening to Trinity Trojan Football on Champion Sports Radio. The Texas Health HEB halftime show starts now. Trojans with a 12-0 lead on Lancaster here at the break at AT&T Stadium.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio. Your home for championship social media. This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by Champion Sports Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Champion Sports Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. This is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcasts.
At Texas Health Harris Methodist Hospital, Hurst-Euless-Bedford, we don't want you to walk through our doors. Nope, not ever. But we know life can throw you surprises, and when it does, we'll be there. Our experienced staff and technologically advanced care is dedicated simply to your health. From 24-hour emergency trauma care to rehabilitation and therapy to women's health services, we're equipped to handle your health needs. Why leave your health to chance? Visit texashealth.org/HEB to learn more.
First Bank Texas. We're here when you need us with products and services designed to make your banking life as stress-free as possible. Need an interest-bearing savings account? Done. Want to deposit a check from your office? No problem. Feel the need to pay a bill at 3 a.m.? We're up for it. No matter what, no matter when, we've got you covered. And that's a promise you can take to us. Bank on us. First Bank Texas. We're here when you need us. Located on the northwest corner of Highway 183 and FM 157. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. Online at go2fbt.com.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hurst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the #1 cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4zachary.org, and let your heart be heard.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShotboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com. And welcome back to Arlington, Texas. AT&T Stadium, the site for this third contest of the year for the Trinity Trojans. We're at the Texas Health HEB halftime show right now. Trinity on top, 12-0 on Lancaster, the #1 team in Class 5A in North Texas. Thomas Lee here with you, along with Sweet Pete Nielsen. And what a heck of a first half we had. We thought, Peter, that there would be a lot of feeling each other out. You heard Coach Jensen in the halftime interview talk about how he thought both teams were a little flat today. But I thought we've had a pretty hard-hitting and intense game between the lines.
I don't want to say flat. I want to say good defense. Both of these teams really doing a good job. You know, they may be letting up some plays, but all in all, both teams doing a good job of bending but not breaking. Only that big, a couple long Trinity drives ended in field goals, and then that late touchdown. But I think you got to be pleased by Trinity's defense against this pretty powerful offense that Lancaster brought in today.
What has surprised you coming into the game, what you thought, and how the first half has played out?
I think that I'm a little bit surprised how well Trinity's defense has done in space. I was concerned that with the speed and with this young quarterback, this Ryan Ross, all the hype that he had coming into this football game, I'm pleasantly pleased on how well Trinity has played defensively. And we get to Alex's numbers. I don't think Lancaster's offensive numbers are going to be very impressive to start this first half.
What kind of adjustments do you think we had our keys to the game? Why don't we revisit those for a moment? and take a look at how that played out in the first half and what adjustments might be made.
Well, for Lancaster, if you remember, my first one was not letting the stage be too big and keeping your poise. Well, crossed that one off because late in the second quarter, they kind of lost their poise. They lose their best defensive player by taking a punch at somebody, and then some other calls that didn't go their way that could have. Okay, you gotta bounce back from that, and then also control the line of scrimmage. Overall, I think they've done a pretty good job of taking care of the line of scrimmage, as long as the Trojans try to keep it outside. Inside, they've done a really good job of tackling, but not being able to get overrun. So, again, make an adjustment, make Trinity run it to the sideline if you're Lancaster. Offense for Trinity. My number one key to the game was tackling space, and they've done that. They've done a really good job of finding the receiver and not giving up the big play. Offensively, control the football, pound it on the ground between the tackles, and once they started to do that, that's when they finally really found their way in this football game. And great job of making adjustments by Coach Brixey, and he did a really good job of coming in and getting the possession in between the tackles, and his offensive line started to find their way.
Awesome. It's really been a great first half. Excited to see what happens in the second half. We've got a whole lot more for you coming up here on the Texas Health HEB halftime show. Time now. Take a look at what happened not only last night in 7-6A, but what's going on today around North Texas with our check of the Whirly Ball HEB scoreboard. We're going to start in some ball games that happened last night in the districts. And we turn our attention to an intrastate showdown as Broken Arrow came down from the greater Tulsa area in Oklahoma to take on Coppell. And first half, Coppell had a 10-7 lead going to the break. Then a field goal chipped away at that. A touchdown for Broken Arrows. They scored 10 straight to take the lead. Coppell with a late touchdown ties it up on a 69-yard pass from Brady McBride to Josh Fink. And then the game went into overtime. And Broken Arrow came down to Buddy Echols Field and went home to Oklahoma with a win over the Coppell Cowboys. 24-17 the final in this one. Cowboys 329 yards of offense, 179 on the ground, 150 through the air. Brady McBride just keeps getting better, 12 of 21, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also had 8 yards rushing to add to the ball game. But aside from Joe Fex's 150 yards, it was tough going on the ground for Coppell. And aside from the 69-yard pass to Fink, wasn't a whole lot to say in the pass game as well. It's going to be a big ball game coming up later in the season as the Trojans will head to Buddy Echols Field. Game you can hear right here on Champion Sports Radio on October 23rd. Other action including 7-6A opponents, South Lake Carroll all over Midland Lee. 52-14. Dragons rack up 546 yards of offense. A very balanced 260 on the ground, 286 through the air, as they jump out to a huge halftime lead. 31-7 on the Midland Lee Rebels. Cedric Benson, where have you gone? Lee needing some help. Dragons all over them last night. Other action from Friday night. Colleyville Heritage on the road taking on Lake Highlands. And it's a 2-1 start to the year for Heritage with a 42-28 win against Lake Highlands. Almost even in yards. Lake Highlands doing the damage on the ground. Heritage with 253 passing yards, 138 on the ground. But Heritage able to piece together and hang on after a furious 14-point fourth quarter comeback. Wasn't quite this close. It was 42-14 in the fourth, and then Lake Highlands added a couple late touchdowns. So it looks like that this Heritage Panther team is for real under the new head coach. We will see a week from Thursday night right here on Champion Sports Radio when district play opens. Other action in 7-6A opponents. Haltom fell to Nimitz 30-12 as the Vikings more than doubled up Haltom in total yards, 478-208. Nimitz just jumped out with a 48-yard pass in the first half of the first quarter from Sam Berry from Joe Pena, and it's pretty much all she wrote. After that, kept milking it away, 30-12 the final. Nimitz with the win. Haltom now 1-2 on the season. Also last night, Richland falls to Irving MacArthur, a very talented Cardinal team. Even though Richland had just 4 yards of offense fewer than MacArthur, the story in this one, turnovers. 0 for MacArthur, 2 for Richland. They fumble it 4 times, only lose 1, also throw an INT. And MacArthur with a 41-12 win. Action on a Saturday afternoon here earlier today at AT&T Stadium. Highland Park held off a furious comeback attempt by Prosper to win it 35-28. Midland Christian all over Madison High School 49-0. Both of those are finals. And in the second quarter, Bishop Dunn shutting out Bel Air Episcopal 17-0. Once again, your score here at the break, Trinity 12, Lancaster 0. Step aside for a break. We'll have more of the Texas Health HEB halftime show right after these messages. Trojans with a 12-0 lead on the Tigers. Trinity Trojan football continues in a moment on Champion Sports Radio. We'll have first half stats, first half highlights, first half recap, all that more. Stay with us, folks. Trojan football continues in a moment on Champion Sports Radio.
First Bank Texas. We're here when you need us with products and services designed to make your banking life as stress-free as possible. Need an interest-bearing savings account? Done. Want to deposit a check from your office? No problem. Feel the need to pay a bill at 3 a.m.? We're up for it. No matter what, no matter when, we've got you covered. And that's a promise you can take to us. Bank on us. First Bank Texas. We're here when you need us. Located on the northwest corner of Highway 183 and FM 157. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. Online at go2fbt.com.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hurst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute. Online at gdyo.org/jazz.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Are you looking for a way to promote your business or increase exposure? Do you just need more people to know that you're there? Join the Champion Sports Radio team and advertise during these games. In the last 4 years, Champion Sports Radio has broadcast over 600 games to more than 3.5 million listeners. And Champion Sports Radio wants to help you use major high school sports to reach thousands of local fans right in your community. Think about it. Die-hard fans just like you tune in each and every week, giving your business unparalleled access to the community. It's the perfect way for smaller individually owned businesses to cultivate a core clientele or expand their already loyal customer base. To secure your prime commercial spot during the broadcast, contact Thomas Lee at Champion Sports Radio by phone at 972-741-0334. That's 972-741-0334 or online at championsportsradio.com. Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcast.
And welcome back here to AT&T Stadium. Your score at the half, Trinity 12, Lancaster nothing. Time now on the Texas Health HEB halftime show for a look at your stats. And for that, we bring in the doctor, Alex Sterling.
Thank you, Thomas. Check out the team stats first here. First for Lancaster, 91 yards total offense in the first half, 93 through the air, -2 yards rushing on the ground. For Trinity, 189 yards total offense, 28 yards passing, 161 rushing. Key stat of the first half, though, Trinity averaging 5.7 yards per play, Lancaster 4.3. Looking at the individual stats, first for Lancaster, quarterback Ryan Ross, 8 of 15 passing for 93 yards. Spencer Gilbert II, the leading rusher, 2 carries, 9 yards. Tyrell Alexander has 2 carries for 8 yards. Leading receiver for Lancaster, Tyrell Alexander, who just spoke of, 4 catches, 64 yards for the Tigers. Looking at Trinity, quarterback Tyler Nate, 3 of 6 passing, 28 yards and a touchdown. Touchdown pass went to Noah Weintier for his lone catch, 21 yards. Leading rusher for Trinity, J-Ron Wilson, 15 carries, 93 yards, averaging 6.2 yards a carry. Nate has 40 yards on 6 carries, and Dijon Garrett, 6 carries, 28 yards. So a nice running effort for Trinity. They're averaging 6 yards a rush every time they touch the ball, and they're doing it with 3 guys and making it a very effective running a game for Trinity.
Doc, excellent job as always. And for those folks on our simulcast that are watching the broadcast on the NFHS network, below the video feed, you can see all of the Doc's stats right here for you. You can see all this great information. Part of the interactive broadcast we're able to do in conjunction with the HEB ISD and Champion Sports Radio. And special thanks to Lance Moran and the school broadcast program that has started up through the NFHS network. And we want to give a special shout out to our 2 on-site students that are helping produce today, Michael Van Curie and Marshall Wimberly. Thank you guys for your efforts throughout the contest. Time now to bring in Pete Nielsen as he walks you through what happened in the first half and bring you your first half highlights.
Well, Trojan took the opening kickoff on their own 21 and marched down the field, 12 plays in all, 65 yards in the drive, and it led to this.
Spotting it at the 21, it's a 31-yard field goal attempt for Julio Prieto. Good snap, good hold, line drive kick is up, and it is good. He literally banged that one through. 31-yard field goal for Prieto as the Trojans scratch the scoreboard first.
4:42 remained in our first quarter. The 13-play, 65-yard drive took 7 minutes and 18 seconds off of our AT&T Stadium clock. The Cowboys, the Trojans led 3-0. After that drive, a couple drives back and forth. Lancaster's first possession drove all the way down to the Trinity 29-yard line before they were stopped on downs. And after a series of punts, Trinity took over on their own 49 and marched 33 yards this time. The 10th play of the drive, here's that man again.
Spotted right at the 15. It's a 25-yard attempt. Looking for a second field goal of the day. Julio Prieto gets his foot into this one. Good job angling it back. It splits the uprights, and it's good. 25-yard field goal for Prieto. Hit one from 31 earlier, and he's got the Trojans on top by a score of 6-0.
4:36 remained in our first half. At that point, 6-0 Trinity. That drive, 10 plays, 33 yards in all, 5 minutes and 42 seconds off of our AT&T Stadium clock. 6-0 Trojans. Trojan defense just does a great job. Another 3 and out. Trinity takes over with 3:02 remaining in our first half on their own on the 43-yard line. March down the field, and on 2nd and 6, this brilliance happens.
Trojans have it set up on the right hash now. 2nd down and 6. Lancaster 21, play fake. Nate rolling out to his left, fires deep into the end zone, has a man behind the coverage, and the catch is made. What a job sneaking behind Noah Weintier. Does yeoman's work blocking almost every snap in and snap out. Hauls in a 21-yard touchdown pass there as he got behind the Lancaster secondary.
Weintier's first touchdown of the season is a 21-yarder on a perfect throw from Tyler Nate. 8 plays, 58 yards, 2 minutes 26 seconds off of our scoreboard. And with 42 seconds remaining in our first half, it was 12-0 Trinity. Ensuing kickoff, we got a little craziness. A Lancaster young man ran down the field, nearly busted it for the house, but stepped out of bounds, and Lancaster's drive ran out of gas as the clock ran out. So we're at 12-0 in the first half here at AT&T Stadium. Trojans lead.
Thank you, Peter, and thanks to everybody for their assistance in making this Texas Health HEB halftime show possible. Coming up, second half kickoff right after these messages. You're listening to Trinity Trojan Football on Champion Sports Radio. Trojans with a 12-0 lead. Second half kickoff right after these messages.
When it comes to keeping your ticker running like clockwork, look no further than Texas Health Harris Methodist Hospital, Hurst-Euless-Bedford. We offer comprehensive heart and vascular services ranging from vascular screenings, electrophysiology, and cardiac cath procedures to minimally invasive thoracic to open heart surgeries and cardiac rehabilitation. What it basically comes down to is you can count on us, like clockwork, for your heart care needs. Learn more at texashealth.org/HEB.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/championsportsradio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/championsportsradio. Your home for championship social media.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
That'll do it for the Texas Health HEB halftime show. Your score once again, Trinity 12, Lancaster nothing. Second half kickoff just seconds away. Thomas Lee, Pete Nielsen here with you from AT&T Stadium. Checking in with Mark Katz on the sideline after the kick. There's a high, short kick down the left side. Oops. 2 Lancaster players run into each other, and there goes Manning down the sideline. He's going to be run out across the 45. He collided with Alexander, wanted the return, and he did a good job with it, taking it out to the 45-yard line. It's a return of 25 yards or so. Actually 20 yards to the 45-yard line. And that is where the Lancaster Tigers will take over as we go down to the field and check in with Mark Castle.
Two things, Thomas and Pete. First, you can tell they talked some in the dressing room about that sideline play on the previous kickoff, because once he bumped off his teammate, the first thing he did was look at the sideline to make sure he was still in bounds. Had the opportunity to talk to Coach Chris Gilbert. He likes where they're at. He said early on they simply have to eliminate the mistakes, and he said, I think if we play our football, we still have an opportunity.
2-by-2 spread on 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. Handoff and not much running room for Spencer Gilbert II as the senior gets stood up and thrown back. They're going to give him forward progress a yard to the 46, but name a defender in there on the play for the Trojans, and they help make this tackle as Abdullah and Leota and others combine to throw Gilbert back for only a gain of 1. Ryan Ross, the senior quarterback, joining Gilbert in the backfield. He's going to throw it out. Almost picked off. Just got to the outside and just past the outstretched hands of John Davis. Junior almost deflected it. Pass hauled in by Cardrell Thomas. He's going to go for a gain of 3. Bring up 3rd down and 6 now.
Boy, Davis in perfect position. The only one that could have caught that. I mean, what a great throw. Wow.
From the left hash, 2-by-2 spread look for Lancaster. Ross moves Gilbert to his right hip, play fake to him, to the air, and this one is deflected. Leota again is all over the field.
He has a sense. He knows when he's not going to get to the quarterback. In fact, he dropped back into coverage that time, and the hand goes up, and it's a big old hand, and he knocks it down. The defense holds again. First series on the field here in the start of the second half.
Leota engaged one-on-one with Justin Cook on the outside. Just thought, you know what, I'm going to contain. I'm going to fall back here, and he just read the quarterback's eyes. What a great play by Samuela Leota. Punting formation for Lancaster. Good pass back. Gilbert gets his left foot into it. Line drive kick. So it's going to bounce at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Will be brought out to the 20. It's a 51-yard punt. Net of 31, and the Trojans take over 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Trojans, of course, in the new jerseys put together and designed with Nike in honor of the illustrious Steve Lineweaver. He always wanted a kind of a gray pewter-looking uniform, and that's what they have today with black cap sleeves, black numerals, red trim, the gray pewter-like shorts with black piping and Trinity and red block print on the side, and of course the black Trinity helmet with the Trinity T in white and blazoned on the side. First down play, great open field tackle. Coming down the line of scrimmage was Andre Hughes tackling Naty for no gain after a play fake. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. Tyler Naty, the senior quarterback, J-Ron Wilson, Deshaun Garrett, Javante Poe, all senior running backs and all toting the rock in the first half. Elijah Tassini, a senior, and Keon Griffin, a junior, revolving door at fullback to keep everybody fresh. We'll give you the line and receivers after the 2nd and 10 play. I formation from the right hash. Toss back to the left side, trying to turn the corner out across the 20 and chopped down at the 25-yard line. A little bit of running room for J-Ron Wilson before he is brought down on the play by Jameer Sparrow. Noah Weintier, junior wide receiver. Greg Gardner, also a junior. We've also seen Corday Burns, a junior. Grayson Allen, a senior. And also Michael Garcia, all at the receiver position. The offensive line, Latu Maile, the quick tackle, a senior. Manasseh Mose, a junior quick guard. Latu Kata, senior center. Joel Cumbie, the junior strong guard. And the strong tackle is Lupeti Vacasiola, a senior. Caleb Cumbie, the senior tight end, who had a touchdown call back in the first half. And we got penalty flags and whistles in our first infraction of the second half.
Prior to snap, false start. 24 of the offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat, 3rd down.
It actually looks like Cumbie has moved from strong guard to center. Latu Kata was a little nicked up in practice last week, and Sita Leia Atoa, the 6', 264-pound senior, now playing strong guard for Cumbie. So it's Maile, Mose, Cumbie, Leia Atoa, and Vacasiola on the offensive line for the Trojans. 3rd and 10, play fake. Naty to the air, deep post, has a man, and overthrew Corday Burns by about 4 or 5 steps. Stadrian Taylor in there on the coverage, was about a step behind. And going forward on 3rd and 10 with a home run ball falling incomplete. It brings up 4th and 10 and punt time for Trinity.
I like the play call. That's something that you would never see from this Trinity offense, and I like taking the shot. And even if it doesn't work, that's something that's in the back of the defense of Lancaster now, and they get a 3rd and long next time.
9:05 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Snap back to Nate, gets his foot into it, bounces across the 50, fielded there, trying to turn the corner. That's a pretty nifty return, but an even better open field tackle for the Trojans. The combination of A.J. Jackson and Justice Gregg knocking down the return man, Mark Mims, to the turf. And he gets spilled right near the 45-yard line, but it will be a drive that starts in plus territory for the Tigers as they trail 12-0 here. A little over 3 minutes gone by. After a 33-yard punt, a very nifty return.
I'm going to defer to Alex. I think this might be the first time they've started in Trinity territory. Oh, the second. That's why we bring you, big guy.
Officially the Trojan 44-yard line. It's a handoff trying to counter out to the right side. Hit in the backfield and knocked down. What a job by Laki Saafi. The junior got a hold of the jersey and throws the running back Jordan Hollis for a loss.
And, I'll be honest, Saafi wasn't very visible the first 2 weeks of the season. He is today. He's all over the field. At least the 3rd or 4th tackle he's made.
Makani Pole helping him clean it up. It's a 2-yard loss for Hollis. To the air on 2nd and 12. Pass left side. Alexander has it. He is double teamed and immediately dropped. John Davis there. Justice Gregg also helping coax him to the ground. Modest gain on the play is going to bring up 3rd down now. And about 8 necessary for the Tigers.
And this quick passing game is a result of the pressure that Trinity's defensive line has been putting on Ryan Ross the whole game. They're just trying to get the ball out as quick as they can.
3rd down and 8 from the Trojan 42. 3 receivers left. That's the short side of the field. They're going to go right instead. And this one almost intercepted. Oh, Justice Gregg almost came away with the INT there. Great job reading the quarterback's eyes and stepping in front of the receiver.
Yeah, and Ryan Ross never sees Justice Gregg. He slow plays it back in that zone and absolutely plays it perfectly, and would have been a great catch for him to come up with the INT, but a great job once again by this Trinity defense, a 3-and-out for this Lancaster bunch.
Line of scrimmage to Trinity 42. 12-0, Trojans still with the lead. Pass back to Gilbert, and he's going to punt it away. Trying to pin the Trojans deep. It goes out of bounds, I think, about the 22-yard line. And that is exactly where, in fact, the drive will start after a 20-yard punt, nothing on the return. Trojans will take over, 7:48 left to go in the first half. But again, you just mentioned it. Let's talk about it again. Starting in plus territory, the Tigers still forced with a 3-and-out and only 2 yards gained on the drive.
Yeah, 2 possessions for Lancaster. They've got unofficially 6 yards. I think that's pretty strong for Coach Tryon and his defense to come out against this offense that everybody's been talking about all over the Metroplex.
1st down and 10. Trojans on their own 22-yard line. 7:48 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Trinity on top, 12-0 on Lancaster. 2 receivers left. Toss sweep to that left side. Turns the corner. Spin move by J-Ron Henry. To the 30, 35, and out to the 38-yard line before he is tackled there by the combination of Kerman Roy and also in on the stop, Hayward Turner. It's a 16-yard gain for J-Ron Wilson and a 1st down for the Trinity Trojans.
While that run is impressive, you still have to say Griffin and Weintier make it possible. He makes 2 guys miss, but what a great job of blocking downfield, as always, for this Trinity bunch.
Gardner wide right, Weintier wide left. Here's an inside handoff, and just moving the pile is J-Ron Wilson as he takes it out across the 35-yard line, out across the 40-yard line, and down to about the 42 is where they're going to mark him down. It's going to be a gain of 4 on 1st down and set up 2nd down and 6.
Alex and I talked about this at halftime off air, and how we felt like maybe this Trinity offensive line is going to start to find its way with the wear and tear here, and it looks like they are early.
Trying to delay it out to the left side, and nice pursuit on the play by Jordan Austin as he brings down Wilson for a modest gain. Faking to the right, they come back to the left, but the Lancaster defense so quick they respond and are able to make the tackle.
Because they went laterally. As long as they go laterally, they run to the football, and I tell you, they had 9 in the box that time, and don't be surprised if you see them with 9 in the box that the plays change at the line of scrimmage this time.
Weintier wide left. That's the short side of the field. Garner wide right. 3rd down and 5 from the 43. Fullback trap. And Griffin's going to get a couple and nothing more than that. Once again, ready. They attack Peter just like you wanted him to, straight downfield. Great inside move by the defensive line to be able to stunt and be able to take the first down opportunity away from the Trojans.
Give this Lancaster defense some credit. That's a sound stop there, and little trickery with that play, running back behind the fullback, and they stay home and stop the Trojans 2 yards short. Flag down. I think Lancaster may have 12 guys on the field. If that's the case, that's a Trinity first down.
I'm counting right now. There's still 12. Let's get the official indication from our referee.
Substitution infraction on the defense. 5-yard penalty. The result is a first down.
That right there is a fantastic break for the Trojans.
And you talked about Chris Gilbert, what Bart said about his little talk with him, how they kept shooting themselves in their foot. Offensively, well, now they just did defensively. That keeps the drive alive for Trinity. You can't give this Trinity offense too many chances.
Corday Burns split out wide to the right. That's the wide side of the field. Garcia wide left. I formation. Second man through, gets the handoff. Trying to move the pile forward. He does get into Lancaster territory now, down to the 48-yard line. J-Ron Wilson following behind the big pulling guard, and Manasseh Mose. Modest gain on the play brings up second down.
Just keep pounding the rock, and you're only getting 2 yards on that carry, but look at the clock. It's down to 5 minutes in the third quarter, and it just keeps wearing down. And eventually, this defense is going to get tired if they stay on the field as much as they have so far in this football game.
Really a gain of close to 4. I don't think the scoreboard is quite right. Here's a play fake to the outside, and Nate is going to run it up inside between the tackles, gets stood up. It's going to be a gain of maybe a yard as we go down to the field and we check in with Bart Castle.
Yes, fellas, normally when we talk about size in a football game, it's the size that Trinity has over their opponents. Today, it really has turned out to be evenly matched. And when I talked with Coach Chris Gilbert, he said, I think kid for kid, our kids are as strong, they're just not quite as big, so we'll see how that plays out in the second half, was his exact comment.
Big conversion attempt here, 3rd down and 7 for the Trojans at the Lancaster 47-yard line. From the right hash, 2 receivers left. That's the wide side of the field. I formation behind Nate under center. Play action fake going to the air, and whistles blow, flags fly, and we've got another penalty.
False start, number 48 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay, second down. Correction, 3rd down.
So 3rd and 7 turns into 3rd and 12 as the line of scrimmage moves back into Trinity side of the field at the Trojan 48. 4 minutes and 20 seconds and counting left to go here in the third quarter. Trojans still the 12-0 lead on Lancaster. 3 receivers bunched tight right. That's the short side of the field. 1 to the left. Nate in the pocket, has time, steps and fires, has a seam, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Had Corday Burns, and it would have been enough for a first down as he got inside the 35-yard line, tried to slide down. Beautiful positioning of the pass by Nate, away from the defender in a place that only Burns can make the catch. But I think you got to credit Jordan Austin, too. I think he put his hands in there last second and helped push that ball out of the receiver's grasp.
Only a sophomore, Jordan Austin does a great job of getting the hand in between the ball and the body of the receiver, and it trickles away, but it was a great throw by Tyler.
Now Nate has to punt it away. Trojans trying to pin the Tigers deep. This one takes a Lancaster bounce, though, as it gets to the 26, and it goes the wrong way for Trojan fans out near the 30. They're going to say it goes out of bounds at the 29-yard line. So 23 yards on the punt, nothing on the return. Lancaster takes over with decent starting field position, although the official now has moved back out to the 31. I'm not sure where this drive is going to start, folks. Yeah, they're going to put the ball down to the 31-yard line. So an even shorter punt than we thought. Just 21 yards all told. And here comes that dangerous Tiger offense, and Ryan Ross and company have been held down fairly in check by the Trojan defense, but they can break one at any moment. Tight formation. Alexander split out tight to the right, now comes in motion. We're going to toss it to him. Alexander tries to turn the corner, strung out very well by the defense, and finally pushed out of bounds by Cameron Jones. John Davis helped slow it down, so did Devin Abdullah, and it's going to be a modest gain. Looked like it might be a huge hitter in the beginning, but he is forced out of bounds right near the 35-yard line. It's a 4-yard gain for the Tigers. Now, actually, they're going to give him, Pete, the 36, so it's a 5-yard gain.
Boy, he makes people miss. I like Alexander. He's a good-looking football player.
In motion is Mims. They're going to flare it out to him left side. Couple good blocks downfield. Down the sideline he goes. Whee! Finally forced out as he leaps up and over a would-be tackler in Trojan territory. Deep downfield at the 39-yard line is where they're going to put him out. And that's a touchdown-saving tackle by the Trojan secondary. 25 yards all told. Quickly to the air again. Pass left side. Catch is made. This one is hauled in by Cartrell Thomas, and Thomas gets 9 yards to the 30, and he'll set up 2nd and 1.
Well, this offense finally finding some rhythm here. You need to find a way to slow them down a little bit.
Mims all alone wide to the right, 2 receivers left. Play fake to the back, and now whistles.
They just
will blow that play dead.
Slow themselves down.
We'll hear from our referee as to who the infraction is against, more than likely Lancaster.
Prior to the snap, false start, 7, the offense, 5-yard penalty, replay, 2nd down.
Every time they get something going, they just do it to themselves, and that's what you heard Coach Chris Gilbert talking about when he caught up with Bart there at the end, start of the second half.
2 receivers right, Mims wide right, Alexander slot right, 1 receiver left, pump fake. They want to go deep down the right side. Instead, they throw back short. Mims has a blocker in front of him in Manning. Sidesteps 1 defender, gets inside the 30 and down to the 28-yard line. Davis, Gregg, and Jones all in on the stop for the Trojans, but that's going to be a big gainer and another 1st down for Lancaster.
Good hustle downfield by the defensive lineman for Trinity get down on that tackle, but you're right, Thomas, another 1st down.
To the 28-yard line in Trojan territory. Quick pass left side. This is over the head of the intended receiver, Alexander. Heavy pressure on the outside by Samuel Leota as the junior forced that pass higher than Ross wanted to throw it. Incompletion brings up 2nd down.
Chance for the Trinity defense to catch their breath. They just attack all of a sudden here by the Tigers. Chris Gilbert and this bunch starting to get that rhythm.
2 receivers left, including Alexander slot left. Wide left is Thomas. They're going to go to the right side instead. Mims with a diving catch just shy of the 25-yard line. They give him the 26. So it's going to be officially gain of 2 on the play, nothing more, and sets up 3rd down and 8.
Big play here. If you're Lancaster, you don't want a field goal. You want to see if you can keep this drive alive.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Play fake to Gilbert. Ross flushed out of the pocket by Pole. Now he's going to throw deep to the end zone. Has a man, and it is caught for a touchdown. Lancaster finally on the scoreboard. And a big touchdown strike to Omar Manning from 26 yards out. Lancaster makes it a 1-score game.
And that's all Ryan Ross keeping the play alive by rolling out of the pocket. And you ask your defenders to cover for that long. It's hard, and a nice job by Manning breaking free from the corner on that side, and Ross makes a perfect throw.
Going for 2, snap back to Alexander. He's trying to get to the outside. Jump pass into the end zone. 2-point conversion good as Alexander hits Manning.
The old swinging gate.
12-8 now the score. Trinity's lead has been cut to 4 after the touchdown to Manning of 26 yards, a 2-point toss and a jump pass from Tyrell Alexander to Manning. Lancaster within 4. Trinity 12. Lancaster 8. 2:09 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Trinity Trojan football continues in a moment on Champion Sports Radio.
What does a Level 3 Trauma Center mean in an emergency? Everything. And Texas Health HEB is the only Level 3 Trauma Center in Northeast Tarrant County. Along with our Cycle 4 chest pain accreditation and Cycle 1 heart failure accreditation, that means an exceptional level of care is close by when you need it most. With 24-hour emergency physicians and highly trained nurses with advanced trauma certifications. When every second counts, nothing matters more. TexasHealth.org/HEB.
A 26-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Ross to Omar Manning gets Lancaster back in the game. 7 plays, 69 yards, took 1 minute, 42 seconds. They got the 2-point conversion. Tyrell Alexander to Omar Manning. 12-8, Trinity leads, 2:09 to go in the third quarter. Scoring drive brought to you by Whirly Ball, HEB.
Kickoff return from the 7 by Javante Poe out across the 20, 25, slung down to the 28-yard line. And on the tackle on the kick coverage unit for the Lancaster Tigers was Jordan Austin among a couple of others. And this is a big gut check moment time for the Trojans as they are being tested here by this very talented Lancaster Tiger team.
Tested? How about, yeah, I agree. Tested is a great word. And, you know, you heard Coach Jensen early, you know, at halftime saying he thought his team was flat. Tell you what, they need to be unflat here because they need to take care of the football and get some points on the board.
Jaron Wilson, the deep back, he's going to get a handoff off the left side as he turns the corner, has some running room, takes on a big hit, gets out to the 35. Nice gain of 7 on the play as he tries to turn the corner, and some great blocking, providing a little bit of a running lane there, but a great open field tackle for this Lancaster defense to keep it from being a first down run. Line of scrimmage the 35, second down and 3 now for the Trojans on the left hash. Second man through, big hole opening up across the 40 and down to the 45-yard line. Jaron Wilson once again brought down on the play, but not before he moves the chains for another Trojan first down.
Yeah, between the tackles and a little bit of a surge that time. 2 tight ends out there as well, and good job of finding some space that time for Jaron.
Tackle made by Kennan Washington, the 5'11", 170-pound senior who's in the defensive backfield now after the ejection in the first half of Keenan Ivey. Inside run for the fullback. This is Keon Griffin, and it's not going very far at all. In fact, he keeps fighting hard, spins off, may end up losing a yard or so on the play. But the physicality on the line for the Trojans, definitely a big component of what's going on. And while we have a break, let's go down to the field and check in with Bart Castle.
Down here on the sideline, fellas, when the Trinity defense came off, Donald Trine urging his troops to just continue doing what they were doing and not get drawn into the speed. So we'll watch that as the defense goes back onto the field after this drive.
25 seconds and counting left to go here in the third quarter. Second down and 11 for the Trojans on their own 44. From the right hash, they're going to toss, sweep it to the right side. Cuts back inside. Way to play off the blocks. Gets to the midfield stripe. Gain of 6 on the play. Will bring up third down now and 5 after the run of Jaron Wilson.
This is a big play. As the clock winds down here, that will be our last play of the third quarter. But a big play to start our fourth quarter when we come back.
That'll do it for 3 quarters of play. We head to the fourth. 12-8 is your score. Trinity on top of Lancaster. Big 12 minutes coming up in this one. You're listening to Trinity Trojan Football on Champion Sports Radio.
First Bank Texas. We're here when you need us with products and services designed to make your banking life as stress-free as possible. Need an interest-bearing savings account? Done. Want to deposit a check from your office? No problem. Feel the need to pay a bill at 3 a.m.? We're up for it. No matter what, no matter when, we've got you covered. And that's a promise you can take to us. Bank on us. First Bank Texas. We're here when you need us. Located on the northwest corner of Highway 183 and FM 157. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. Online at go2fbt.com.
Welcome back here to Arlington, Texas, AT&T Stadium, the Cypher, this non-district showdown between the Lancaster Tigers and the Trinity Trojans. Both teams coming in a perfect 2-0 on the season. Lancaster with a 34-19 win over Poteet, a 47-31 win at Nolan Catholic. And now taking the Trojans into the fourth quarter in a one-score game. Trinity, of course, knocking off then number one in the country, De La Salle. The Spartans falling 26-21 to the Trojans. And the Yellow Jackets of Rockwall falling 41-16 in the hands of Trinity at Pennington Field last week. Hard count. There goes movement. Free play on 3rd and 6. Bucket ball thrown up, and this one's not going to count, unfortunately. Love the way that the Trojans kept playing on that
Prior
one.
to the snap, 70 made contact. 5-yard penalty. Result of play, still 3rd down.
70 is Treston Price, the junior defensive tackle. So after a 5-yard mark-off, it'll be 3rd down and 1. Actually, less than 1. Need about a foot probably to move those chains.
It's a big penalty. I wouldn't be surprised if they just give it to Nate and he follows the big center, Cumbie.
I formation. They're going to toss sweep it to the right side. Tries to get outside. Wilson first down and more to the 40. 35. Runs through a tackle on the 30. Spun down across the 25 and down to the 23-yard line. Finally brought down by Jordan Austin, but not before. He does big-time damage on 3rd and 1 as he picks up 23 yards in a Trojan first down.
Perhaps that's what the defensive staff thought, too, that they'd come right up the middle because they were all bunched inside, and once Wilson made the first guy miss, it was big, wide open spaces for him. Huge first down for Trinity.
Tip your cap to Jordan Austin for Lancaster. He's the 3rd guy to miss, and he also came back and eventually finally got the tackle on Wilson. Wilson this time around the right side. Spin move late. Hammered hard out of bounds by the defender Janarius Reynolds, the sophomore, with a big lick right at the 15-yard line. As Wilson stayed inbound and tried to pick up a few extra yards. That will be enough to move the chains. They give him all the way down to the 13, I think. Well, hold the phone. No, they haven't. Yeah, now there's the official indication. The referee's going to say it's a first down. So 1st and 10 for the Trojans now at the 13 as they're knocking on the door.
Well, great run that time, and he's just like Nate. He spins and makes people miss. And J-Ron Wilson, tell you what, I said this a couple weeks ago. If he was 3 inches taller, he would be being recruited by every big college program in the United States.
Offset I formation from the right hash. Wilson gets the handoff from Nate. Great lead block, and Wilson gets down inside the 10 to the 8. 5 yards gained on the play before Trevor Dyson brings him down.
It was the fullback again, Griffin, that runs through that hole like a pulling guard. And when he's blocking, nobody wants any part of that. J-Ron's going to get a chance to catch his breath, and you don't lose much. Garrett's in the game now.
Jameer Sparrow also in on that last stop. It sets up 2nd down and 5. Trojans at the Lancaster 8-yard line. I formation, handoff, and right into the middle and right into the waiting arms of the interior defensive tackle. Actually, no, that's an inside linebacker, Janarius Reynolds, who just came flying in from the outside, made the stick on Garrett. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
What a nice play by the inside linebacker, Reynolds. He stays home and goes low on Garrett and wraps up, and no gain there, and another huge 3rd down on this drive.
Loss of 2 on the play. Trojans facing a 3rd and 7 with 10:15 and counting left to go here in the fourth quarter. Trojans on top 12-8. One receiver wide left. That's Weintier. They're going to fake it to the left, counter back to the right side. Garrett spins back in, gets all the way down to the 1-yard line. DeJon Garrett following behind a big block of Caleb Cumbie. Is able to spin his way down to the 1. The Trojans knocking on the door, 1st and goal.
Mose pulls on that play as well, and he's out in front. And you got Mose and you got the fullback. That's tough. An outstanding job of picking up another 3rd down, keeping this drive alive, exactly what Trinity needed.
3 tight ends and a wing back. Feature back is Wilson. It's going to be a QB sneak for Nate. He tries to get over and in, and the officials run in and say he's going to be short. Great push by the defensive line for Lancaster to hold their ground. And evidently, Nate didn't score.
He got in after the whistle. It's close. I can't believe it. No, they mark it on the 1. Well, they move it again. Mark it on the 1, but he didn't get in. He got in after the whistle. Interesting. Very interesting play call there. Let's see what they do. Wilson back in the game, Thomas. No, he's not. Garrett's out there.
Second down and goal from the 1. Another sneak for Nate as he tries to surge in over the left guard. He does pounce in for the touchdown. 1-yard touchdown run for Tyler Nate, his second rushing touchdown of the season.
Well, if you don't get it the first time, let's go over Mosa. He's pretty good. He'll get a block for you. And Nate, again, with second effort, is able to get into the end zone. Trinity on the scoreboard again.
Julio Prieto had 2 field goals in this one from 31, one from 25. Missed on the PAT, though. Trying to cap it here. Good snap, good hole. Kick is up, and that one splits the upright. New score here from AT&T Stadium. Trojans lead up to 11, 19-8. What a weird football score this is. But Trinity does have the lead. 8:58 left to go in the fourth quarter. Listening to Trinity Trojan Football on Champion Sports Radio.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores. 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting. It's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hurst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
1-yard run by Tyler Nate extends the Trinity lead. 11 plays, 72 yards, 5:11 off the clock. 8:58 to go in the game. Trinity leads Lancaster 19-8. Scoring drive brought to you by Whirly Ball HEB.
Manning on the kick return takes it from about the 16 down the right sideline and forced out about shy of the 40-yard line. He started at the 22-yard line and then angled right and got the edge and forced out again just past the 40, and that is where this drive will begin for Lancaster. They've had much better starting field position here in the second half than they did in the first.
Thomas, you made comment how important that drive was for Trinity, and they go, an old-fashioned 11 plays, 72 yards, but the huge number in my mind, besides the points, is the 5 minutes and 11 seconds off of the clock.
First down and 10, Tigers on their own 42-yard line. Alexander in at quarterback, takes a direct snap, swings around the left side. Big hit by Abdullah. Also forcing the action in the tackle, Sione Valmotu. Pretty decent gain, though, as he gets out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Gain of 5 on the design QB run for Tyrell Alexander. Alexander still in there now, and whistles blow, flags fly, and looks like we're going to have an infraction against Lancaster.
They just keep shooting themselves in the foot.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 20 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, repeat, second down.
That's got to be the second or third false start penalty after a positive play on first down, and that's just, you can't keep doing that against the Trinity defense.
Time of possession now, 28.5 minutes for Trinity, 10.5 for Lancaster at the start of this drive. My goodness. Trojan football on full display here, an 11-point lead. Pass right side, catch is made, but he is immediately caught. Nice tackle there in coverage. Cater Coho brings down the receiver, and
that might lose a couple of yards.
Yeah, in fact, they're going to mark him right at about the 45-yard line. That may be a 2-yard loss. Let's see where they spot it down. These officials like to move the ball around a bit. They're going to put it at the 46, so it's a 1-yard loss of the play, brings up 3rd and 6. 2 receivers right, 2 wide left at the numbers. That's the wide side of the field. Pump fake to the left, steps and fires over the middle. Catch is made in a beautiful post. Splits the defense, and he's still going. Cartrell Thomas takes it to the house. 54-yard touchdown pass, Ryan Ross to Cartrell Thomas. And we knew it was a matter of time before this Tiger offense started to roar here in Arlington.
And Ryan Ross, again, makes an absolutely perfect throw after the pump fake that froze the safety, and he hits his receiver in full stride. And I think Cartrell Thomas, only a junior, his 3rd touchdown of the season, but they're all big plays, and there's another one.
Going for 2 again, snap back to Alexander. He got to the goal line, but I don't think he got in.
Ball
then their
came out.
Second effort. Ball pops loose at the very end of the play, and they're going to say the 2-point try is no good. They were trying to make it a 3-point game. Sweeping around the right side, flying down the line, slowing down the action was Asuncion. A big hit from Abdullah at the end there too. The 2-point try is no good, so the Trojans will have a 5-point lead with 7:40 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Trinity 19, Lancaster 14. You're listening to Trinity Trojan Football on Champion Sports Radio.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
Lancaster not going away here at the Cowboys Stadium. 54-yard touchdown catch by Cartrell Thomas gets them back in the game. However, they do miss the 2-point conversion. 3 plays, 58 yards, 118 on the touchdown drive. 7:40 to go in the game. Trinity leads Lancaster 19-14. Scoring drive brought to you by Whirly Ball HEB.
This is the ball game I think I was expecting, partner, as these two teams are landed haymakers right now here in the fourth quarter.
The good news is Lancaster scored so quickly. The bad news is their defense has to go back on the field after get that long drive that they just gave up.
Return out across the 25 and down to the 27-yard line. That's Javante Poe on the return as he was chopped down low and stumbled across the 25 to the 27. Now the question is, what can Trinity's offense do to try to salt this one away with a 5-point lead and 7.5 remaining here in the fourth quarter?
Well, no, 11-play, 72-yard drive would just be just fine, my friend, but let's see what they can do.
Breaking the huddle, line of scrimmage. Trojans on their own 27 from the left hash. Burns slot right, Weintier wide right. Shotgun set for Nate. He's going to give it to Wilson, sweeping around the right side. Gets a little bit of a block to the 30. 35, cuts back, and then slung down across the 40 and down to the 42-yard line. Impressive tackle at the end of that play, but it's a big run for J-Ron Wilson and a first down for the Trojans.
And it's not a horse collar, but you see it on the big screen. Weintier makes another block. And, well, maybe it was a horse collar. The Trinity fans think so.
Well, I think Boykins got his hand inside, started to pull, and immediately released it, so he didn't follow through on it. Got to give him credit for that. Orty had his other hand on the shoulder, on the sleeve of Wilson. So it's a big gain on the play of 15 yards, and Wilson now tries to go to the left side, runs laterally, and runs right into a waiting defense that is gaining momentum by the moment. Kennan Washington there on the stop to slow things down as Wilson doesn't even get back to the 40. It's going to be a loss of 4 on the play.
Yeah, they go lateral again, that to the long side of the field, the wide side of the field, and the Tiger defense just swarms to the football, and 2nd and long now.
2nd down and 14 for the Trojans. Weintier wide right. Corday Burns slot right. I formation, Nate under center. Griffin in front of Wilson. Wilson, second man through, gets the handoff, follows off a big block by Manasseh Mose and moves it out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. It's a gain of close to 9 on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. We go down to the field and check in with Bart.
One of the things that it looks like Wilson has been able to do on several of those long runs is rather than get strung out, as Pete has referred to, he'll get near the outside and then cut back in just off the tight end and go back into the middle of the field, and that seems to neutralize some of Lancaster's lateral speed.
See if we can do it again here. 3rd down now and 5 for the Trojans on their own 47. They're going to go toss sweep to the left side, looking to get 2 blocks. Wilson bounces it out to the outside. 1st down and more, and it's forced out of bounds by a punishing hit at the 41-yard line. And right in front of Chris Gilbert, the head coach of the Tigers, who is trying to petition the officials for a holding call. He's not going to get it, and it's going to end up being A 12-yard run for Jaron Wilson on a 3rd down and 5 conversion for a first down for the Trojans.
It was Greg Garner, the wide receiver downfield, who made that block. And, you can call, in my mind, you can call holding every play, whether they choose to do it or not. That's a huge pickup on 3rd down.
Michael Garcia, wide right, slot right is Corday Burns, 1st and 10. Play fake to Garrett. He's going straight downhill inside the 40 and down to the 37 is Tyler Nate. Gain of close to 4 on the play before he has stood up. First man on the contact, DeJuan Atkinson. We check in with Bart quickly on the sideline.
One of the unsung heroes in this ball game when the Trojans have the ball, if this result holds, is going to be Keon Griffin. Great blocks, doesn't get his name called a lot, but he's done a great job often on that inside cutback by Wilson.
2 tight ends right side, I formation. They hand it off to the right. DeJuan Garrett tries to turn the corner, does the 30, 25-20, stays in bounds. Huge hit on a would-be tackler and is forced out of bounds at the 14-yard line. What a great finish to the run by DeJuan Garrett. 23 yards all told, and the biggest hit possibly of the ball game as he absolutely levels Kerman Roy.
What a luxury it is to have DeJuan Garrett after Wilson gets tired. What a great run, and what a way to finish a run. That'll make you shake your head if you're a defender. What a great play by Garrett.
1st and 10 at the Lancaster 14. Nate, problem with the snap, turns around, still gets it back to Garrett. Garrett moving the pile inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. Credit Trevor Dyson with the tackle, but he's following behind. Again, the great lead blocking of Keon Griffin that Bart was just talking about. Gain of 4 on the play.
And that offensive line is really starting to surge now. And, for so long, this Lancaster Tiger defense has been able to stay in this game, but keeping it inside the tackles is the way Trinity's finding their way.
Correction, gain of 6 on the play. Trojans have it 2nd and 4 on the Lancaster 8. Weintier wide left from the right hash. Play fake. Nate right down the middle, and he walks into the end zone. A huge hole opened up, and the big man saunters on in for 6.
The big man has vision. That play was designed to go outside. He put his left foot down, cut it back against the grain. Into the end zone he goes untouched. Tyler Nate's 2nd rushing touchdown of the evening.
First time was a 1-yard plunge. This is an 8-yard. I had to fight from saying it. I almost said walk the dog as he crossed into the Cowboys end zone here at AT&T Stadium. But with 4:05 left to go, Nate puts the Trojans back up by 12, 26-14 your score. Trinity on top of Lancaster. You're listening to Trinity Trojan Football on Champion Sports Radio.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship social media.
Tyler Nate's 2nd touchdown run, this time from 8 yards, extends the Trinity lead. 4 first downs, 8 plays, 73 yards on the touchdown drive. Took 3 minutes, 35 seconds. 4:05 to go in the game. Trinity 26, Lancaster 14. Scoring drive brought to you by Whirly Ball HEB.
So impressed with the resolve and the response by the Trojans here, but then again, it's what I expect from Trinity game in and game out. Kick all the way down to the 10-yard line. It's going to be taken out there to the 15, slowed down, and then knocked down. Maybe to the 17. Actually, they're going to mark it with a 19 with forward progress, but great coverage downfield. The combination of Javante Poe and also Nila Kazatati in there on the stop.
Kazatati is one of the guys on special teams that always seems to be in the action. That time, a great job of closing and wrapping up, and see what this defense can do. That was a good-looking Lancaster drive, a 3-play drive last time they had it.
First down and 10 for the Tigers, deep in their territory at their own 19. 3:55 left to go here in the fourth quarter from the right hash. Handoff, Gilbert, a little bit of running room. Probably the most he's seen all day. Gets 11 yards out to the 30-yard line before he's brought down there by Justice Gregg. And it'll be a Tiger first down.
And I think that might be the Trinity coaching staff. Maybe let's play the guys back a little bit further, and that gave Gilbert a little bit more room.
Shotgun snap back, play fake. Ross rolling around to his right, fires an out, caught, spin move back in by Mims, and he is planted down to the turf by Gregg. Justice Gregg making his presence felt at the linebacker position once again for the Trojans. It's not going to be enough for a first down, but it is going to be pretty close, second and short.
John Davis went low, Justice Gregg went high, and that was a huge hit.
Second and 2 from their own 37. He actually does hand off to Gilbert. Gilbert stays alive, and another punishing shoulder by Gregg, slamming Gilbert down to the ground. Will be enough, though, for a first down for Lancaster.
Back-to-back big hits there by Justice Gregg, but Spencer Gilbert finally finding some running room.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Back on the right hip of the quarterback, Ross. Fired right side, shakes away from 1 tackle, spins forward, the ball's loose. And able to get back on top of it is Lancaster. Trey Walker, the offensive lineman, was following behind, trying to see what he could do to help out. No check. That's 66 instead. Raekwon Bennett, not 56, Trey Walker. But Bennett, Johnny on the spot, able to pounce back on top of that ball. After a couple of great spin moves, though, the ball comes out of the hands of Justin Hughes. But Lancaster luckily able to recover it. It'll be second down and 5 from their own 48. Quickly the line of scrimmage, 2:30 and counting left to go here in the fourth quarter. Trailing Trinity by 12. Going for a deep pass down the left side, almost intercepted. What a fantastic play on the ball by Cameron Jones as the pass was intended for Cartrell Thomas. But boy, Jones looked like the intended receiver with the way he got his body positioning and the play he made on the ball.
You got to keep reminding yourself that Cameron Jones is only a sophomore. He's just never out of position. Absolutely perfect timing getting to the football there, knocking that away. Big play right here, 3rd and 5.
From their own 48 on the right hash, 3rd down and 5. 2 receivers right, that's the short side of the field. Play fake to Gilbert. Wants to go. Ross getting nervous now, rolling out to his left, steps and fires. This one is caught at the 42. And then immediately tackled. Had a nice handshake from the receiver who hauled it in, and Cartrell Thomas to John Davis with a great open field tackle. But it is going to be enough for a first down. Needed 5 and was able to move the chains.
A little sportsmanship there. Like to see that in a game that's been contested as hard as this one has been.
2 down linemen, 2 stand-up ends for the Trojans. Hard charging in, slant pass, reaching behind, catch made by Thomas. The junior hauls it in, he takes it down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 14, another first down for Lancaster.
That slant's been a problem all day for Trinity, and they keep going back to it. And that was a nice catch that time by Thomas.
Brady Rabbit on the tackle. Quick pass right side on 1st and 10. Mims has it to the outside, tries to fight back in. Slithers through down inside the 20 to the 19. Gain of close to 9 yards on the play, and now there's a Trojan player down.
Someone's got a cramp. I'm not sure who
and
it was.
And that's Ben Cowtie, the 6'1", 240-pound senior who is still down on the turf. He was one of the ones who helped finally bring Mims down to the turf. Somebody who had a closer look at it is our own Bart Castle on the sideline. What'd you see, Bart?
It looked like he got caught up in the play as it went to the side. They were looking to run a pass play. Thomas was looking to run in a pass play. He had it strung out, but he got spun between 2 offensive linemen on that particular play.
Training staff out taking a look at him right now. Bart has a follow-up point. Let's go back downstairs.
One of the things that it looks, Thomas and Pete, that Lancaster has done today where Trinity size was creating the most problem wasn't offensive, which is what we have normally seen, although they've done plenty of damage. Trinity's size on the defensive line has created a lot of problems for the Tigers, and it looks like part of what they've done the last 3 drives is really try to speed up the pace to see whether or not they can take advantage of Trinity's size by just tiring fellas out by having to go up and down so quickly.
Thank you, Bart. Now being helped to his feet is Ben Cowtie, and he's not putting much pressure on his legs. In fact, they are lifting him and carrying him over to the sideline. Boy, that's not what you want to see, whatever side of the stadium you're sitting on. Lancaster's offense comes in averaging 450 yards per game. They are just about to hit the 300-yard plateau here today. So tip your cap to Trinity's defense and Donald Tryon and what he's able to do on that side of the ball. Even with that, it's a 12-point game with 1:35 left to go, and Lancaster knocking on the door in the red zone facing a 2nd and 1.
It'll be interesting to see. You know, they're so deep. Trinity's so deep on the defensive line. We just never want to see a kid go down like that. And we'll see what happens here on this big 2nd down. Clock winding down in this one.
Rolling the pocket out to the left, stops, look back to the right, now chased out, and now he's just going to throw it away. There's a flag down at the line of scrimmage. Smart play by Ross, didn't want to take a shot there and had nowhere to go. Fantastic coverage in the secondary by the Trojans.
Well, they were going to come back over here to the running back, but the problem was the Trinity defender, let's just say, tied him up or threw him to the ground, or I think you're going to have holding. Defensive holding.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 14 to defense. That's a 50, half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
That's a little bit more than I saw. Wow, that's a big call in this game. I'm not sure what Justice Gregg did. I saw him tackle the guy, but sheesh, that's a big call.
So they'll move the line of scrimmage down to the 10-yard line, half the distance. It was spotted at the 20 before that. So it's going to be 1st and goal from the 10 now for Lancaster with 89 seconds left to go here in the 4th quarter. Snap back to Alexander. He's going to keep it on a QB draw, trying to run a little zone read play, and fantastic pursuit by Laki Saafi to be able to make the tackle. Actually, that's Spencer Gilbert II, who's the running back and also a backup quarterback. Both he and Alexander are both backup quarterbacks. Not able to get anything as the Trojan defensive line slams the door shut.
Cole in on that tackle, too. I like how he plays.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. From the right hash, Ross back in. Fade pattern, right side, throws it up. Fantastic job. Davis knocks it away with 2 hands. Boy, he had locked up single coverage on the outside with Omar Manning, who was a good 3 or 4 inches taller, but Davis got both hands on the ball and said, "Not today." Knocks it away. Incomplete pass.
If you want a coaching video on how to play corner against the fade, you just saw it. What a great job. Here's 3rd down.
2-by-2 tight spread formation. Back to pass, heavy rush, another fade. This to the back left corner. Great back bracket coverage on the outside on Alexander. As a combination of the cornerback Cater Coho and the free safety Cameron Jones made that one a pass that you just could not complete. There was nowhere to put it for Ross. The incompletion brings up 4th and 10, and Lancaster is going to take the first of their 3 timeouts.
Lancaster, their first charge timeout of the half.
Have I mentioned Cameron Jones is never out of position? They roll right. He throws it back left. A typical, a sophomore safety is going to roll with the flow of the play. He doesn't, and he stays there. And you said that there was no way that ball was getting fit in. And part of that is Cameron Jones staying home.
Jones skied up and basically took anything underneath away, and then over the top, Coho was ready to make the catch. Almost did make the interception in the end zone. Now, this is a huge play coming up here. Trojan defense gets a stop, and they will put an end to this ball game.
Only 37 seconds remain in our 4th quarter. Where'd the 4th quarter go? 2 long Trinity drives had a lot to do with it.
Of course, with a 26-14 score, it's going to take 2 touchdowns. You can't get any combination of a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and a field goal to tie it. It's going to take a touchdown here. Going to have to recover an onside kick now that Lancaster had to use that timeout there. And then you're going to have to get another touchdown after that. It's a tall order. We've seen crazier things happen. Lancaster, 4th and goal from the 10. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Quarterback Ross brings a man in motion. Back to pass. Quick pass right side. Caught at the 10. Makes a man miss at the 5. Hanging on for dear life is Rabbit. He brings him down at the 5-yard line. And the stop has been made on defense. And the Trojans are going to move to 3-0.
It all starts with the pressure. I think he got it out a little bit faster than he wanted to, but Brady Rabbit goes down and grabs the ankle and will not let go. Trinity's defense holds inside the red zone once again. you can put this one in the W column, my friend.
31 seconds left to go. Lancaster does have 2 timeouts, but Trojans have the football at the 5-yard line, and there's a whistle to start the play clock. They'll break the huddle. Trojans with a lot of tight ends. Tyler Nate's just going to take a knee. Not exactly full-blown victory formation, but I think that Coach Gilbert is going to save his timeouts here and say, you know what? We fought with the Trojans, one of the top teams in the country, top 10 in a lot of polls. Came up just short today, and if it was a 1-score game, you know he'd be taking those timeouts. But with a 2-score contest, that will do it. Clock ticks down inside of 5 seconds. A lot of great signs of sportsmanship, particularly on that interior line. So I saw DeSonio Powell shaking hands with a lot of the offensive linemen for the Trojans. Good show of sportsmanship, and the 2 teams will assemble at the 50 for the post-game handshake. But this one is in the books. Trojans win it 26-14. Trinity now 3-0 on the season. Sets up a huge showdown with Galena Park North Shore next Friday in Waco. Coming up on the First Texas Bank post-game show, we'll have a visit with head coach Chris Jensen, final game statistics, second half highlights, and a final check of your scoreboard. All that and more when we continue in a moment, live from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. You're listening to Trinity Trojan Football. Your final score, Trojans 26, Lancaster Tigers 14. Trinity Trojan Football on Champion Sports Radio continues in a moment.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by Champion Sports Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Champion Sports Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. This is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcasts.
When it comes to keeping your ticker running like clockwork, look no further than Texas Health Harris Methodist Hospital, Hurst-Euless-Bedford. We offer comprehensive heart and vascular services ranging from vascular screenings, electrophysiology, and cardiac cath procedures to minimally invasive thoracic to open heart surgeries and cardiac rehabilitation. What it basically comes down to is you can count on us, like clockwork, for your heart care needs. Learn more at texashealth.org/HEB.
First Bank Texas. We're here when you need us with products and services designed to make your banking life as stress-free as possible. Need an interest-bearing savings account? Done. Want to deposit a check from your office? No problem. Feel the need to pay a bill at 3 a.m.? We're up for it. No matter what, no matter when, we've got you covered. And that's a promise you can take to us. Bank on us. First Bank Texas. We're here when you need us. Located on the northwest corner of Highway 183 and FM 157. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. Online at go2FBT.com.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores, 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball, let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hurst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the #1 cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4Zachary.org, and let your heart be heard.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShotboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com. Welcome here to the First Texas Bank post-game show. Once again, your final score, Trojans win it over Lancaster 26-14. Thomas Lee upstairs in the booth. Let's send it down to the AT&T Stadium field where Bart Castle is with Chris Jensen.
Thanks, Thomas and Pete. We are, in fact, here with Coach Jensen, who's off to a 3-0 start. Coach, at points somewhat closer than the 26-14 looked like. Talk a little bit about the game's overall impressions.
Defense did a great job. They played well all day long, and offense was – yeah, it was embarrassing to me. Just the lack of intensity, the lack of focus, and just leaving your defense out there all night. It was just a matter of, you can't leave them out there like that. You got to capitalize, and you got to play. Show up every game ready to play. I'll take that one because that's my job, is to get the guys ready to play. And defensive guys did a great job. Their kids were ready, but that type of offensive effort's going to cost us.
Well, you mentioned the defense. Two things about them. Normally, when we talk about size in Trinity football over the years, we're talking about the offensive line. But today, it looked like the size of the defensive line really created some problems for Lancaster.
Yeah, it did. I mean, and Coach Tron does a good job of rotating guys in there, and so you put that size and keeping them fresh. They stay on the attack.
The other thing about the defense that we commented would be helpful for district play, last year in the secondary, some challenges occasionally when a team passed, but today it looked like the secondary really accounted themselves well.
Yeah, they limited the big plays. I believe they had one. They caught a slant for a touchdown. The kid was just made a great throw, and the receiver capitalized on it. And other than that, overall, they should be proud of themselves. They broke up some really good plays.
Well, and in that regard, I know coaches don't like to talk about individual players as a rule, but Cameron Jones has stepped into the secondary as a sophomore, and he really has done a nice job.
He has, and he's just getting better every week, and he'll continue to do that because he is a sophomore, and he's young and still learning. But as long as they get a little better each week, that's all we can ask.
Well, we appreciate your time, Coach. Congratulations, off to a great 3-0 start.
Thank you very much.
There he is, head coach Chris Jensen of, as you guys said, now 3-0 Trinity Trojans. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Bart. Thanks also to Coach Jensen. Appreciate his time in talking with us in the middle and after each ball game, and, of course, in the weeks leading up to help us prepare for the broadcast. And Thomas Lee back up here in the broadcast booth along with Pete Nielsen. We knew it was going to be a tough ball game the way the first half went and how dominantly the Trojan defense was playing. All of a sudden, it kind of seemed like it might be a little easier than we thought. Second half was a 14-14 tie, but it was all about that 12-0 first half that dominated by the Trojan defense.
And the defense played great. You just heard Coach tell us that. And, I think he's been a little bit hard on the offense. I thought they played a little bit better in the second half. And those two big long scoring drives when they ran, Alex has the time of possession numbers here in a little bit, but they wore down Lancaster, and that's what Trinity's going to do to people. But I thought they were pretty good offensively on the ground. And, obviously the passing game still has a little where to go. But good effort. I thought it's a good win. That's not an easy football team to play against.
I'm going to steal Alex's thunder a little bit. More than a 2-1 domination and time of advantage for Trinity. And you expected that with the way that Lancaster likes to play fast and likes to get the snaps off. And the Trojans want to control the clock with 32-31. 32 minutes, 31 seconds for Trinity. 15 minutes, 29 seconds for Lancaster, more than a 2-1 advantage. That right there, more than anything else, probably is what you could point at and say that's why the Trojans they won the game today.
And they did. And, you challenged them, I believe, in the beginning of the fourth quarter. They needed a pretty good drive, and they've got back-to-back drives when they needed them. And, it starts with a senior running back that plays with unbelievable heart and runs the ball hard every time he gets it. Over 200 yards on the ground for J-Ron Wilson today. A young man that was a little bit dinged up coming into today. He played like he knew that there's a young man on his back that's trying to get his position. J-Ron was really, really good today.
Let's hand out a couple of game balls, and let's start out with the offensive side. And the man that you were just talking about, J-Ron Wilson, really doing a fantastic job of putting the team on his back. 213 yards on the ground tonight for J-Ron Wilson, our offensive MVP.
6.9 yards per carry if you do the math. And, us statisticians over here, we'll do that while you're over there talking to coaches and stuff. And that's a good job by J-Ron, but you can't forget about how good the line played. The offensive line, again, you heard Coach, he wasn't happy. But I'm telling you what, those fullbacks block, those wide receivers block, and that interior group just, I thought, had a pretty good second half. Congratulations to J-Ron, obviously well-deserved player of the game.
Hey, 2 rushing touchdowns for Tyler Naty. A lot of times he's reading the defense. They're so committed to stopping the backs, specifically J-Ron Wilson, DeJon Garrett, Javante Poe. That's why he's able to have some of those inside running plays in the red zone for touchdowns as he does.
2 running, 1 throwing. And that's something that gives him that added added thing this year that he is just, can't just watch him run the ball. He can play, and that was a nice throw. He placed that throw into the back of the end zone. That's big. That helps this Trinity team not be so one-dimensional.
Let's hand out our defensive MVP, and there are so many guys out there. I'm going to give an honorable mention to the linebacker who seemingly was involved in every tackle, Justice Gregg, and also the free safety. You heard Bart talk to Coach Jensen about a moment ago, and Cameron Jones. But when you talk about the Trojan defense, it all starts up front on the line of scrimmage. And when you can rattle a team that puts up 450 yards per game and average the first 2 weeks over 40 points a contest and really put the clamps on them and hold them down to 14, you've done something pretty special.
Can I have some honorable mentions, too?
Sure.
All right, how about your 2 corners? I thought Coho was really good, and the play John Davis made in the corner of the end zone down here, that's a coaching moment. That's something you go through your kids down the road, how good you can play corner, exactly how you need to do it. The junior John Davis made the defensive player of the game, but the defensive player of the game, man, he was all over the field again. And I'm talking about Sam Leota. He is outstanding, just outstanding, does a great job tipping balls, pressuring quarterbacks, running to the football. By far the best defender on the field today for the Trinity Trojans, Sam Leota.
Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in for our simulcast today, the video pay-per-view broadcast on the NFHS network. We're going to sign off on the video side and continue our radio broadcast and bring you your full First Texas Bank post-game show with full stat breakdown, highlights of the second half. We'll have a look at the scoreboard, all of that and more. But right now we're going to say goodbye to our TV audience, and special thanks to our co-student producers for this broadcast, Michael Van Curie and also Marshall Wimberly. Fantastic job of making sure that everything happens on the video end, and really appreciate the HEB ISD student broadcast program partnering with Champion Sports Radio to be able to make this happen. It's pretty fun, pretty special, and I hope that everybody enjoyed the simulcast broadcast here today. For Bart Castle on the sideline, Alex Sterling, your statistician. For your color analyst, Pete Nielsen, I'm Thomas Lee. Thanks so much for tuning in to the video broadcast on the NFHS network. We appreciate you being a part of Trinity Trojan football on a Saturday afternoon. The radio portion will continue in a moment on Champion Sports Radio. Once again, your final score, Trojans win it in a hard-fought game, 26-14 your final, Trinity over Lancaster. The First Texas Bank postgame show continues in a moment on Champion Sports Radio.
First Bank Texas. We're here when you need us with products and services designed to make your banking life as stress-free as possible. Need an interest-bearing savings account? Done. Want to deposit a check from your office? No problem. Feel the need to pay a bill at 3 a.m.? We're up for it. No matter what, no matter when, we've got you covered. And that's a promise you can take to us. Bank on us. First Bank Texas. We're here when you need us. Located on the northwest corner of Highway 183 and FM 157. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. Online at go2fbt.com.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hurst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute. Online at gdyo.org/jazz.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Do you need a boost in exposure? Want to reach local, community-minded folks with information about your business? Join the Champion Sports Radio team and advertise during these games. In the last 4 years, Champion Sports Radio has broadcast over 600 games for more than 3.5 million listeners. And Champion Sports Radio wants to help you use major high school sports to reach thousands of local fans right in your community. It's also a way for your business to give back to the community by helping all these well-deserving student athletes get some recognition for their accomplishments. The cost simply can't be beat for the effect it will have. You get a lot of bang for your buck, and best of all, it provides an opportunity for the best advertisement of all, word of mouth. To secure your prime commercial spot during the broadcast, contact Thomas Lee at Champion Sports Radio by phone at 972-741-0334. That's 972-741-0334 or online at championsportsradio.com. Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcast.
And welcome back to AT&T Stadium. Final score once again 26-14. Trojans with the win over Lancaster. Thomas Lee here with you. Time now to hand it off to the Dr. Alex Sterling as we take a look at our final game statistics brought to you by Whirly Ball HEB.
Thank you, Thomas. Look at the team stats here first. First for Lancaster, 302 yards of offense in the game, 278 passing, 24 rushing. For Trinity, 359 yards in the game, 28 through the air, 331 yards on the ground, averaging 6 yards per carry for the Trojans. Time of possession stats, we talked about it a little bit. Trinity doubled up time of possession, 15 minutes, 29 seconds for the Tigers, 32 minutes, 31 seconds for the Trojans. Looking at the individual stats first, Ryan Ross, 22 of 35 passing, 220 yards and a touchdown. Leading rusher for Lancaster, Spencer Gilbert II, 7 carries, 25 yards. Leading receiver for Lancaster, Cartrell Thomas, 8 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown. For Trinity, Tyler Naty, 3 of 8 passing, 28 yards and a touchdown. J-Ron Wilson, the leading rusher for Trinity, 30 carries, 213 yards. Dijon Garrett, 10 carries, 64 yards. Nate, 53 yards on 13 carries and 2 rushing touchdowns. Leading receiver for the Trojans, Noah Weintier, 1 catch, 21 yards, and a receiving touchdown. So pretty much what we talked about. Wanted to dominate in the trenches, go up to the front, and being overall get going. But this is basically a Trinity-style football game. Yeah, Lancaster had athletes, but when it came time to get a first down or get a big run, Trinity came in and took care of business.
Exactly what we wanted to see in a situation like this, too, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And you saw as the game went along, we saw these big touchdown drives, which I'm sure we'll go over. 11 plays, 72 yards for a touchdown drive. 8 plays, 73 yards. Both took over 3.5 minutes. They were building toward as the game went along, and J-Ron Wilson got stronger as the game went along, and so it continued to be a very great play on the lines for Trinity.
Thank you, Doc. Excellent work as always. We continue on with more of the Texas Health HEB halftime. Excuse me. What am I saying? It's the First Texas Bank post-game show. I'm a little thrown off. Bell's about to start, and we are going to have a video stream available on the NFHS network without play-by-play, and that'll be available here in just about 25 minutes. But we're in between the 4 games scheduled today here at AT&T Stadium. Earlier today, Highland Park held off Prosper 35-28. And the game you just finished listening and perhaps watching on the NFHS network, Trinity with a 26-14 win over Lancaster. We'll step aside for a break. We'll come back. Your final second half recap and highlights, and we'll wrap things up here from Arlington, Texas. Once again, final score 26-14 Trinity over Lancaster. Trinity Trojan football continues in a moment on Champion Sports Radio.
What does a Level 3 Trauma Center mean in an emergency? Everything. And Texas Health HEB is the only Level 3 Trauma Center in Northeast Tarrant County. Along with our Cycle 4 chest pain accreditation and Cycle 1 heart failure accreditation, that means an exceptional level of care is close by when you need it most. With 24-hour emergency physicians and highly trained nurses with advanced trauma certifications. When every second counts, nothing matters more. TexasHealth.org/HEB.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship social media.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
And welcome back one final time here to AT&T Stadium, the site of today's non-district showdown between the Trinity Trojans and the Lancaster Tigers. Welcome back to the First Texas Bank postgame show. Trinity wins 26-14. Thomas Lee here with you, along with Sweet Pete Nielsen. And buddy, that was a lot of fun, and I think part of the thing that was so much fun about it is we've been a part of some really dramatic, really stressful, really impactful playoff games here, and the fact of the matter is, while it's nice to win, and we sure want the Trojans to be 3-0, on the flip side of that coin, if they had lost, it wouldn't have been the end of the world. You know, so there's something about being invested, being excited, but knowing that the finality of a playoff game, which is normally the reason why we're here, that wasn't surrounding this kind of contest. And with the new uniforms and honoring Coach Lineweaver and all that kind of good stuff, I'm sure glad they got the win, don't get me wrong. But really took a lot of the pressure off, and you got to enjoy it as a Trojan fan maybe a little bit more than you normally do here at AT&T Stadium.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head right there, Thomas, because that you know, after the game I looked at you two and said that was just weird. It just didn't feel the same as a, you know, game here at AT&T Stadium, but a win is a win, and that's 3 quality wins. You know, the national broadcast, and then the trap game last week, and then a win over a Lancaster team that I fully expect to make a deep run in the playoffs this fall in the 5A ranks. And I'm very, very impressed with how they played, how they composed themselves in the second half.
Let's take a look at and a listen at what happened in the second half. Here's Pete Nielsen.
Well, after a bunch of defense playing well, the 351 mark of the third quarter, Lancaster took over and began their first scoring march of the game. It was just a matter of time before Ryan Ross found one of those outstanding receivers downfield.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Play fake to Gilbert. Ross flushed out of the pocket by Pole. Now he's going to throw deep to the end zone. Has a man, and it is caught for a touchdown. Lancaster finally on the scoreboard. And a big touchdown strike to Omar Manning from 26 yards out. Lancaster makes it a 1-score game.
Ross to Manning tapped off a 7-play, 69-yard drive, 1 minute and 42 seconds off of our clock. But not so fast, my friends. They go for 2.
Going for 2, snap back to Alexander. He's trying to get to the outside. Jump pass into the end zone, 2-point conversion. Good as Alexander hits Manning.
As Thomas just said, Alexander hits Manning for the 2-point conversion. So with 2:09 remaining in our third quarter, new score was 12-8, Trinity.
And again, that wasn't a designed let's go for 2. It was the old-fashioned swinging gate variety. And Trinity was spread out a little bit, and they were kind of looking to the sidelines, I'm sure, of what was going on. It wasn't a calculated pull up the chart, we go for 2 if we're down by this many points situation. But well executed by Alexander, and Manning scoring all 8 points on that drive.
It was an outstanding drive, and Trinity takes over their next possession. And I remember you saying it's time for this Trinity offense to wake up, and wake up they do. 11 plays, 72 yards. The last yard, somebody gets in the end zone.
2nd down and goal from the 1. Another sneak for Nate as he tries to surge in over the left guard. He does pounce in for the touchdown. 1-yard touchdown run for Tyler Nate, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season.
That's somebody, Tyler Nate. His touchdown run of 1 yard capped off an 11-play, 72-yard drive, 5 minutes and 11 seconds off of the clock, and 8:58 remained in our football game. Trinity goes back up 19-8.
And it's all about, for me, to see if Trinity's doing things the Trojan way. It's that time of possession. It's working hard to make sure that the clock is just evaporating before the other team gets it back. And on that drive, they did absolutely that. We call it the championship drive, and that was one right there.
And exactly, because Lancaster, the Tigers aren't going away. Quick score the next time they touch the football.
2 receivers right, 2 wide left at the numbers. That's the wide side of the field. Pump fake to the left, steps and fires over the middle. Catch is made in a beautiful post. Splits the defense, and he's still going. Cartrell Thomas takes it to the house. 54-yard touchdown pass, Ryan Ross to Cartrell Thomas. And we knew it was a matter of time before this Tiger offense started to roar here in Arlington.
And Ross to Thomas, as you mentioned, capped off a 3-play, 58-yard drive. Only a minute 18 off of our clock. The 2-point conversion is no good. So with 7:40 remaining in our football game, the lead for Trinity is down to 5. It's 19-14. Once again, Trinity takes over. And just like Thomas said, you wanted some Trinity Trojan football. Round and ground and round they go. And Tyler Nate takes it to the house.
Trojans have it 2nd and 4 on the Lancaster 8. Weintier wide left from the right hash. Play fake. Nate right down the middle. And he walks into the end zone. A huge hole opened up. And the big man saunters on in for 6.
The big man. Prieto's extra point extends the lead to 26-14. But another long drive. 8 plays, 73 yards. 3 minutes, 35 seconds off of our clock. So with 4:05 remaining, it was 26-14. Lancaster's not going to go away. They drive down the field, 4th and goal from the 10-yard line, and now the Trinity defense steps up.
Lancaster, 4th and goal from the 10. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Quarterback Ross brings a man in motion. Back to pass, quick pass right side, caught at the 10, makes a man miss at the 5. Hanging on for dear life is Rabbit. He brings him down at the 5-yard line, and the stop has been made on defense, and the Trojans are going to move to 3-0.
The defense, bend not break philosophy, Thomas. We've seen that for 3 weeks now. Teams get into the red zone, they aren't able to finish drives, and again, the defense does just that, gets off the field, and Trinity able to run out the clock. 26-14 final score.
Taking a look at the 7-6A standings right now, Trinity the only undefeated team left in 7-6A play at 3-0. Heritage, Coppell, and Carroll, the 3 teams trying to knock off the Trojans in this district race that begins in about 12 days. They are all 2-1. Haltom at 1-2. Bell's about to play. They are 0-2, and Richland 0-3. And that's the way the district standings shake out right now. Time for final thoughts as we go around the horn. 1 game left to iron out some of the kinks in the system, and with a new offensive coordinator and a new head coach trying to make sure that everything's in place and so forth. Really like the way that this non-district campaign has shaped up for Trinity, the versatility they've faced, the mountains they've climbed. I think they're poised for a great run into district.
I'm very, very impressed how this football team has played. I really am. And 3 different opponents, 3 different, all 3 you have to get ready for differently. And this team's been ready to play. And, even though Coach Jensen was a little bit disappointed about his offense, they had 331 yards on the ground today. Coach, that's not bad.
Yeah, but that's also the guy who used to call those plays snap in and snap out. He knows he holds them to a very high standard.
I love that. I love that, and I love that they're 3-0. I also love the fact that they get to go on the bus next week and go down to Houston, a place that they're
to Waco, actually.
To Waco, well, halfway to Houston.
Yeah.
Play a team coming up from Houston, and I like that you get together as a team. You're going to go on that bus. You're going to have to do that around Christmas time if you get the ultimate prize. I like that.
Let's bring in the Dr. Alex Sterling for his final thoughts. And from a statistical standpoint, we probably could have written up a blueprint of what would lead to a Trinity Trojan win here today. And I think they pretty much checked all the boxes in being able to hold down an explosive offense and churn up the time of possession and the yards on the ground.
They were able to take advantage of what Lancaster gave them. When they tried to go outside, not everything works. Okay, let's pound it in the middle and take advantage of our humongous offensive line versus what Lancaster has. So they just took advantage of opportunities. The touchdown throw was especially magnificent because of the play-action play. Everybody screamed up for the run, and Weintier just snuck behind everybody and scored. So they have a lot of weapons that they may not necessarily have to use every game, but when they have to throw out a play like that where they need to throw the football, they showed the ability to, and that was a plus for the offense today heading into next week.
How many times do we talk about non-district is all about getting things on film that the opposition has to prepare for? That throw from Tyler Nate, boy, that's really going to make life difficult for defensive coordinators in 7-6A.
It really will, and that throw was on the money. I saw the replay of it when they ran back through it, and he threw it just past the outstretched defender right into Weintier's hands. Beautiful throw, something that Pete brings up constantly that that's something Nate couldn't do last year. So he's a lot more dynamic, can always run the ball. I think he ran over like 20 people today. It was a little ridiculous how well he ran the football. But having that extra touch on the throw has made him even more dangerous because now you have to respect him throwing versus not. Whereas last year, I don't think people watched him, but it wasn't near as refined as this year. He's a very good throwing touch.
You know, Doc, we may have to bring in a second person to help you keep stats. I sure would like to know just nothing else but broken tackles by Tyler Nate. How many guys did he make look foolish on runs? We would have to have about 4 or 5 different abacus, I think, to count those every single game. Guys, as always, great job around one. Special thanks to Bart Castle down on the sideline as well. Trinity Trojans are on Champion Sports Radio. This broadcast of the Hurst-Euless-Bedford Independent School District is sponsored in part by Texas Health HEB. What does a Level 3 Trauma Center mean in an emergency? Everything. And Texas Health HEB is the only Level 3 Trauma Center in Northeast Tarrant County. That means an exceptional level of care is close by when you need it most. When every second counts, nothing matters more. Online at texashealth.org/HEB. My First Bank Texas, ready when you need them with products and services designed to make your banking life as stress-free as possible. No matter what, no matter when, they've got you covered. First Bank Texas, located on the northwest corner of 183 and FM 157. Member FDIC and equal housing opportunity lender. Online at go2FBT.com. By Whirly Ball HEB, located on the northeast corner of Harwood and Norwood, right in the mid-cities. Life's more fun when you're zipping around in a whirly bug. Leagues are forming right now, so visit them online at whirlyball.info. By Point of Origin Design, a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. Online at pointoforigindesign.com. By shockboxdfw.com. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit shockboxdfw.com today. And by the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra and the all-new GDYO Jazz Institute. Enjoy a cultural experience with your family without breaking the bank. Online at gdyo.org. Trinity Trojan Football is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio on Twitter at Champion Sports, Facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and online at ChampionSportsRadio.com. Special thanks to our broadcast crew here today. Bart Castle down on the sidelines here at AT&T Stadium for your statistician, the Dr. Alex Derling. Special thanks to your color analyst, Pete Nielsen, as well to our production crew for our simulcast video broadcast, Michael Van Curie and Marshall Wimberly. Great job running the board and the graphics and making all the video aspects pop out here today for a live broadcast from AT&T Stadium. For all of us at Champion Sports Radio, my name is Thomas Lee. Thanks once again for tuning in. We'll look forward to seeing you in 12 days as the Trojans open district play at Colleyville Heritage. Till then, folks, have a great weekend. Enjoy your time, and we'll see you next time right here on Champion Sports Radio.